other glaive love each other very much.
You get a lance.
You get a lance.
That's a lance, darling.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Geek Space TV. If you are new here, hello. If you are not new here, also hello. We're welcoming that way. There was a little bit of frantic stuff. Apparently, I said the wrong thing to the players before we got started that did not reassure them, but I thought it was reassuring, so
Now we're all
it's
playing
fine.
Pathfinder now.
It's fine. Now we're all playing Pathfinder?
Huh?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I've never played Pathfinder
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's a
Apparently, I
lot of
don't either.
rules.
I was looking for something in this book, but I have
I think it's that
have not yet found it. So with that, hi everybody, welcome in. I'm very excited for tonight's episode because I came up with this idea and then decided on this idea. I changed my mind like 4 times about what this episode was going to be about. So thank you to all of the players who were like, we'll just show up and Lauren will get us through this. And then I brought costume pieces for them.
That was very helpful.
Because I was like, well, I have this costume I can pull apart and bring. And apparently a lot of scarves.
Toga.
is the thing.
Togas are Roman.
Oh.
Togas are Roman, yeah.
Kaiton.
Blankets, blankets,
that
blankets.
both of you were immediately like, as a design costume person.
Got a lot of shade from both Janine and I. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
We like you anyway. Don't worry.
I like you too.
What?
So welcome in. If you're new here, we are playing Worlds Beyond. We are using Cypher System, specifically the Strange setting by Monty Cook Games. And in this setting, our players travel between different dimensions and different worlds to seek out new life and new civilization, and also stop giant planet-devouring monsters that live in the space in between these dimensions called the Strange. Basically, the dimensions are planets, and the Strange is outer space, but full of monsters. And that's sort of the best way to describe what they're doing here. They all work for an organization called the Estate, and we'll kind of backtrack on a little bit of some of their adventures that they have gone on so far, especially last week's, because that's why they're currently where they're about to end up and not where they were hoping they were going to be. But with that, let's introduce our players. I think some of you have also done some leveling up, so I feel like we should maybe touch on what that looks like in this game. Especially, I think one person has now made it to tier 2, which mostly just means 2 people. 2 people have made it to tier 2, so we can talk a little bit about what that looks like in this system. Are we ever going to get to the bad baby dimension?
If we're
have to
all
earn it.
wearing
If you're a really-
pacifiers and onesies,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know it. It's also the rave dimension.
It's
Also, Tommy.
the rave
Wait,
dimension.
what am I getting signed up for?
Yeah, let's go around with who they're playing, and we can talk about what their new focus is in this recursion, if they have one. And if you've done any leveling up, go ahead and talk about what those things are that you have done for leveling up. Let's start with Anon.
Hello. I am an appealing paradox, and
I mean, you are quite appealing, but what's your name?
oh right. Also, the other part is hi. I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. I don't do anything on Twitch, but you can find me there. I'm also on Instagram, but it's the Shell Game because there can only be one the Shell Game. Anyway. I play Anon Nisi, who's an appealing paradox, and mostly I haven't quite made it to tier 2, so mostly what I've done is I've upgraded her intellect and her might, and I gave her an additional effort to spend when she is rolling her dice, because we all saw how well that landed last time.
Hey, it's your boy Nathan Kiss, aka What Is Kiss, aka Oswald Dukes, aka Who the Heck? And I am playing a lucky spinner who now carries a quiver. I made it to tier 2, which means I got a bunch of cool stuff. I boosted up my skills, my might, my speed, and my intellect. I got a new skill, which I've been using for the past 2 sessions. I got some extra effort, so I can put more effort into things. And I added an edge to my intellect as well, because you never know when you got a pop quiz.
Thank you. Want it to take less points.
That too. Mostly just to just to thwart Mr. Ratburn. In my Arthur one-shot RPG next week.
On Saturday?
On Saturday.
I'm so
Wait, is this really a thing?
No.
You've just disappointed everyone. So you've
I'm
reached
so
tier
gullible.
2,
Yes.
which also means you unlock a few things as a spinner, correct?
Yes, that's true. Should I tell those?
You don't have to say what they are, but
Oh, I got some cool stuff. In fact, you can say that these skills are quite the reach.
What does that mean?
I don't
I
know.
want to point out that I like that you moved it away, winked with the eye that was entirely visible, but I assume that was just so we didn't think you were blinking.
Exactly.
I'm winking too.
Yeah, there you go. So the way leveling up in this system works is players have to take 4 upgrades, and as soon as they take the 4th one, they automatically move up to tier 2. And each upgrade costs 4 points of XP. So even though a lot of them have the base same level of XP, some of them got a few more from intrusions, and some of them chose to use it for rerolls. So I think probably within the next couple of sessions, everyone's going to end up at tier 2. So I think everyone's taken at least 2 upgrades now, and then some people have taken all 4. So let's move around to the next person.
Hi, it's Jackie Dash. Jakidasa. Ding. There we go.
It's behind me. I forget every time.
I did see the panic.
Where is she pointing at me?
Are you still on England time?
I slept 12 hours last night.
Oh. Good.
Yeah.
I was very tired and very jet lagged. Let's do it.
So my pronouns are she, her, but I'm playing a character called Pine Knight, whose pronouns are he, him. The full name is In the Pines When the Sky Was Night, I Took a and he is a graceful vector, which means he is careful and balanced and uses a glaive. Well, glaive. And are we saying our new?
Yeah.
I am a monster slayer.
Slice monsters.
Yeah. Nice. Totally not almost dead.
Nope.
Totally didn't confess admiration to the wrong person last week.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Admiral Asma. You can find me on Twitter at Admiral Asma. Actress, director, costumer, breaker of chains, mother of Boston Terriers.
Owner of a theater
I'm
company.
playing
Small things.
Captain Jade Atwood, who is a clever vector who adapts to all environments, and who's been having a lot of trouble with her arm. So we'll see. Yeah. What I did for my upgrade, I just learned how to drive. So
And a while back, I think you put
Yeah.
points in your pool.
yeah, I did that. a
So
while
yeah,
back.
someone brought up. So there's edge. You can increase your edge in one
Yeah.
skill. You can maximize increase your total effort up to 2. You can learn a new skill, become trained in it, and you can add 4 points to any of your pools.
There's also something else.
And then there are 2 optional ones, and I never remember one of them. One of them is making your recovery rolls better, and the other one is
I have increased
Adding
effort,
skill points to your skill.
increased stats.
Nope.
Nope.
Edge, and there's one more that I didn't do.
and you wanted to say something.
I forgot my pronouns. Both mine and my characters are she, her. Okay, thanks, bye.
Same.
That was fine.
Hello, I am Bonsai Baby. I am a she, her. I do play Del Fink, who is a him. Yes, he, him. You can find me on Twitch at bonsaibaby. Bonsai Baby, Twitch, or Bonsai Baby on Instagram or Twitter. For my thing, it's actually pretty cool. I am a skeptical paradox who solves mysteries. So I am all-knowing, all-seeing, as you can very much
you
tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And when did Lauren blind your character?
There's gonna be a fucking group for this, isn't there?
Yes. You tell us. Is there?
And when did Lauren blind your character? How does that make you feel?
How does it be? I don't know. I felt like I was like running from a giant exploding gas container.
That
Yeah.
sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was.
You can reduce the cost for wearing armor.
Oh.
We're already trained in it though, fam.
Yeah.
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 What
So-
if you're not trained?
I'm
Then
at tier
You
2.
could do that, and then
Yeah.
it wouldn't cost you anything. For armor.
It costs you a might
Or
to
costs
right
you
now
less.
wear armor, so if
Yeah.
you have armor on, it makes you tired.
Or unless you have a
Fair.
superpower like me, because I'm tier 2.
Yeah, you're tier 2. So what else?
So I also get an extra skill, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm being really sneaky about it.
You look even more sneaky with that blindfold on.
Great.
I also have a really cool new superhero ability and extra dodging skills, so I don't get stabbed as much.
Probably of all of our characters, you are the best one to have that.
Yes, because every session so far.
You've gotten real injured.
Oh, God.
Real injured. So,
Yeah.
and I am Random Tuesday. I will be your GM for this evening, and my pronouns are she, her. So with that, let us remind ourselves what they got up to in the last recursion. They've been on a little bit of an adventure. They had rescued someone, and then they had to go look for this really cool item. Turned out to be a cipher that transported them to another dimension. So that was cool. Sort of, because that other dimension turned out to be essentially Mad Max the Recursion. It was known as the Wasteland. It was full of people on rigs, big honking metal cars made out of parts of other cars. There was a coliseum there where people fought other people in blood sport, and it was ruled over by Augusta Lupe, the cruel and unforgiving ruler, which they unsurprisingly got into a fight with.
Because we pushed her on the ground.
Yeah, they shoved her into the arena pit. Didn't go great for anyone after that. There was a lot of shooting and fighting and running. Eventually, they got out of the Coliseum. They ran away. They got into a vehicle. They met up with the rest of the group. They were driving away. And as they were driving away, a fuel truck was coming in the opposite direction, and they thought to themselves, we have a cunning plan. And that cunning plan involves a very large explosion.
Why do you have to say
Oh, my
something
eyes.
like that?
I could see the explosion was
And
just too bad.
so with that, as they were in the process of escaping, they set the truck ablaze and then didn't do so well on the driving roll to get away from the massive fiery explosion. They were caught in said massive fiery explosion, dealing the almost final amount of damage to two of the characters. I believe both Pine and Dale dropped 2 points down the damage track. So you track damage first. As you lose points from your pool, if they hit 0, you drop down on the damage track. The first one, I believe, is impaired, then debilitated, and then dead. And my favorite part is in the book when they're describing the conditions. It's like, it describes them, and then it's just like dead. Dead is dead.
Dead is dead.
Dead is dead.
Long live the king.
And so the two of them, partially unconscious, Anon was also not in great shape, managed to escape with the incredible effort of both Oz and Jade as they drove the rest of their way out, convinced the guards at the gate to let them out, and then attempted to translate back to Earth. Now, I hadn't looked up all of the rules of translation, but it didn't help either way that Anon did not roll well on either of her rolls to succeed on the translation. She was also injured. So it didn't go super well, but the most important feature is that in Cipher System, when you translate, if you fail the translation, one, you have to beat the difficulty, and the difficulty for Earth is 5, so a 15 or higher. If you've translated in the last 24 hours, it gets 1 level harder per person that is translated within the last 24 hours. Yeah. So technically, you guys hadn't translated through the normal system of translation, so that may or may not have counted. But they didn't succeed, and what normally that means is you roll on the table. So you did roll, but then I essentially decided to use a GM intrusion. So each of you, they each received some experience points, which they have then since potentially used, to force one of the specific things on the roll. On the table. Because
I found a blanket.
you
was
found
so
a blanket as
sad.
in you brought it and put it next to you and then remembered you had it?
Yep,
Cool.
I forgot and then remembered.
Cool.
But I got really excited because it's a blanket.
So the translation didn't go particularly well. So we'll pick up the group of you. 2 of you partially unconscious. I think you have to be conscious to actually participate in the translation. So you're barely with it during this 10-minute period in which the other 3 are frantically trancing to get themselves into this state to make contact. And as you have done before, and Jade, you're probably the most familiar with this. I think Oz, you've been asleep every time, most of the time when this has happened to you. But you see that vision of the strange that is dark and overwhelming, full of fractalized lights, You think you might be able to see the points in the distance that are other small pocket recursions. And for a moment, you are fully immersed in the strange, and then it disappears around you. And everything before felt hot and sandy and gross and desert-like, and now it feels cold and stale. And not like a biting chill, but just like there is no warmth. It's like a decidedly sort of neutral temperature. It's like 15 degrees Celsius. It's like 60 Fahrenheit. It's
Thank
just
you.
sort of
Thank
like, it's like not really cold, but not really warm. And as your vision sort of clears and the blurring from having that vision of the strange, that feeling of being in this kind of otherworldly space washes over you. You open your eyes, and for a moment you think like maybe it's going to take a minute for your senses to come back fully. But everything is very, very gray, very dull, almost like all of the color has been drained out of it. And you look and you see around you, there is this flat expanse. And maybe there's a moment of like fear or concern as it feels kind of like being in that vast desert again. But it's just the last, like there's no brightness anymore. It's that sort of perpetual twilight almost. Except when you look in the sky, it's just a veil of gray. And it just stretches out. And then you see to one side, kind of off in the distance, what looks to be a change in color, where it goes from this sort of flat, hard-packed gray dirt to sort of a slightly more broken up, shiny surface. It takes a moment to register that it's maybe some kind of water. And it just seems to take up the whole horizon in one direction. And if you look far enough in any distance, it's that video game fog. It's the render distance, like you can't see farther. It just sort of becomes that kind of like, you're looking so far into this flat and featureless expanse that you're not sure anything is there. And you think you hear this sort of wailing sound in the background, like this voices or cries or of some kind, but it's a very like low level, and if you strain to hear it, you think it like maybe it goes away, but when you're not listening for it, it's like the only thing that you can hear. And so each of you kind of comes to your senses, or vaguely to your senses, in this space.
Is anybody there? I can't see very well.
And as you look down at yourselves and kind of adjust to this new recursion, the first thing you notice is like all of your clothing has just become squares and pins. None of it can be sewn together.
No.
That is the mark of a heathen. It is all like pieces of fabric, like pinned together or draped around you. Your hair might be pulled back or braided. But the other thing that kind of gets you is you look at yourself and like you have a moment and you're like, oh, I'm there. And then if you focus too hard on any one part of yourself, it goes like vaguely transparent. And then it comes back. But you feel washed out, like you are in a kind of almost black and white movie, but not quite like that extreme. It's just that everything is sort of like faded, like you took the saturation down on all of the color.
Ooh. Shit.
Do I fall into the floor if I lean back?
I mean, if you lean back, there's dirt. Yes, you lie down on the ground.
But do I like?
You do not sink through
Okay.
solid objects. No, you do not kitty pride it.
Oh.
I think there's something wrong with my eyes.
I don't think we made it to Earth.
No, this definitely isn't Earth. Look at that.
Jade, you look down, and one, your arm is still gone.
Mm-hmm.
Your right arm is missing. And there is like a chunk of your right torso that is actually see-through. And like the rest of you seems to sort of become more solid like
Yeah.
everyone else, but like you look like you're missing part of the side of your body.
Ooh, that doesn't look good.
No. Doesn't feel good either. We need to get out of here if we could figure out where here is.
There's no way I can translate again right now.
I
I
know.
need some time.
We gotta take care of these two.
I
Where
need to
are
get
we?
something to eat of some kind.
Any ideas where we are? I don't recognize this.
Yeah.
Use a little genre knowledge.
Go ahead and roll some genre. Let's say this would be a demanding challenge, but for you with genre knowledge, roll 6 or higher is the standard.
Dope.
This is how much do you
6 or
recognize
higher.
where you
I can
currently
do
are.
that. Just let me
Let's see
You
it.
do not clip into the rendered terrain.
16.
With a 16, like you kind of do this thing and you look around you and you look at your clothes and you're not a history buff, but you have some genre knowledge and like you're getting kind of maybe Greek vibes from this. You're getting very otherworldly vibes from the location. There's a river and you think you look in the distance and you see there's a light, like a glowing point of light, and it might be sitting on a boat.
And it's coming from the river.
Yeah.
I direct everyone's attention and say, "Look, I see. Look, I see. There's something down there.
Oh, I love your new accents.
I'm not sure what it is."
Me either.
As we have to
And-
figure out why you're so affected by environments.
I would appreciate that as well. But let's tend to our two comrades right here. I'll scout ahead and see where the light source is coming from.
It definitely strikes you, Oz, and you're not 100% sure with your role of specifically to the genre. It's Greek dead, maybe Greek. It might be this might be the afterlife.
This river is full of branches, isn't it?
Is it full of sticks? No, this river is full of hatred.
Oh,
That's
no.
what sticks means. But that's kind of
I'll
where the
put Mr.
wailing is
Roboto
coming
away
from.
then.
Yeah, the wailing is sort of coming from the river.
It's just when it's keening.
Yeah, it's like.
Are you sure it's not singing sticks?
Yes, I'm sure. It's not quietly singing.
Come, sail away.
I like to think it's just humming space.
Yaz walks towards the direction of the river and the light.
Okay. You begin walking, and it becomes clearer. The river becomes more obvious that it is in fact a river, but it's a little terrifying because there is the edge of the river, and then it is super wide. Like you actually cannot see the other bank of the river.
Oh, wow.
And there is a boat, and this boat is boat is kind of a nice word to use for it. Raft for some people may be more accurate. It's largely sort of flat. It's got a sort of a very wide base, so several people could be in it at once. And it's definitely made of wood, and there's sort of a little bit of a prow sticking out on it, and there's just a lantern hanging from it. And you see sort of sitting in this boat, this kind of hunched over figure with some sort of drape over them, and they're just sort of sitting there, like leaning on maybe the pole that you would use to pull yourself down, pull yourself through the river, and they're just sort of there.
Excuse me, friend.
And they look up, and you think, as you see their face, it's shifts slightly, like you almost see a skeleton. It's like a skull looking at you.
Bye.
And then there's sort of that sheen of like this sort of flesh that isn't quite solid over the top of it. And their eyes glow almost aflame, and like scraggly beard, and they sort of look up at you. Yes.
I was wondering if you can assist my friends and I.
Do you wish to cross the river?
Well, depends on crossing the river where that leads to. We're not sure where we are.
They sort of tilt their head to the side. Do you not know this place?
I am not familiar, no.
Well, you appear to belong here.
No, the wardrobe that we are wearing, it happens every time you go somewhere new. I assure you, we are not from this place.
Well, you're here now. There's nothing on the banks of the river. Not on that side, anyway. The monsters will prowl in the dark.
Excuse me. Monsters. Like, metaphorical?
No, very little ones that will devour you whole.
Okay, so I don't want that. Perhaps maybe you can take us away from the monsters.
You may take passage in the boat. I will bring you to the gate.
Wonderful. And then there's no monsters at the gate, unless it's the gate to where the monsters come
Unless
from.
you're trying to leave, Cerberus will leave you be.
Oh, Cerberus.
We see the light bulb.
Like, oh, it's just a little lantern.
Yeah.
One moment, my friend.
Bring your coin if you wish to cross.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, y'all. Good news.
You found food?
No, I found someone who can take us to somewhere else. I'm still here, but not here. The rest is just bad news. They're monsters. There's a giant three-headed beast. The person who's gonna take us seems like he's dead.
Okay.
Fun little fact there.
Are we dead?
I think so, or in an in-between state.
All
It
right.
makes sense. The fire.
Wait a minute.
The
What?
fire consumed us. This is our death. This is our
Why
retribution.
is death painful?
If I was dead, I would have 2 arms and I wouldn't be missing this out of my side.
Like you put your hand just through it. It just yeah.
Oh, don't, it might stick. Don't.
Well,
Well,
I take that over some multi-headed beast.
we need to
No,
we just need to spend the night somewhere, get some rest, and translate out of here.
Yeah.
We don't need to stay any longer than we need to. We just need to hunker down for a bit. So
we could
why
also meet some really cool people.
don't we take the boat and it'll probably be fine.
All right.
Is Dale just sort of curled up right now on the ground?
Can't see.
You draw eyes on your hands.
Wait.
I will pick one of them up, whichever is heavier.
That's a good question. Which one is heavier?
I thought I knew the answer, and then I was like, wait a
One's
minute.
muscle
I'm,
and
Yeah,
one's
one
I'm
just...
thin muscle.
Because you're short, but
I'm really tall.
You're
I'm
tall and
muscle.
built with muscle, so you're probably
I'm probably
heavier because
heavier.
denser.
But I'm short but hefty.
yeah.
And you have all your danglies.
And you have a lot of danglies,
Yeah.
which you still have.
Yeah. Oh, they're nice little bottles.
Yeah, they're all very like glass and pretty.
I don't know why I'm blind in this
I'll
one.
take pine.
Believe me, I've failed everything.
Oh,
No.
don't be a sorry sap.
I thought I would know everything if I passed.
Can somebody
I'm on it.
yeah,
I
thanks. Appreciate it.
piggyback Dale.
Oh, you piggyback Dale? You
Oh,
don't.
wait. Your sister.
Oh yeah,
Quake
Quake.
is here.
Quake is
Oh,
here,
Quake is here.
and Quake is also like Pine. You have failed at nothing unless you die.
Is he always like this?
Pine has always been the weaker of the two of us.
Oh, there
this
we
is
go.
fair.
Okay.
That's
is
the source of
Excuse
that.
you.
I am stating a fact. I am excusing myself then, perhaps.
Sometimes it's better to keep facts to yourself.
That seems strange.
Yes, well, so do you.
I still like Pine, despite his failings.
I'll get better and stronger.
In
Yeah, you
fairness,
will.
Pine, you are faster than I am. You have this over me.
See, we all come to an agreement. This is wonderful.
Well, let's walk.
All right.
Pine will. I will take my brother. Like Quake will
Yeah.
heft Pine up and be like,
Oh yes, the most
Pine, you have
delicate of
not
holds. The fireman
Yeah.
hold.
Pine, you have not failed, and smacks you on the back.
I think like Pine like drags his
Glaive
lance.
just-
Well, it's a lance
Oh, it's
here.
lance now.
It's a
Just
lance
need a
roll
shoulder
and then
to
just
leave
drops
Probably a
it.
spear here is actually
Yeah,
it's Greece
that would make more
really used
sense.
spears. It's fine. It'll still count. It's basically any reach weapon.
Yeah.
Great. So now I have one arm and nobody wants to let me carry anything.
You're welcome to carry me if you'd like.
No.
All right then. Just thought I'd offer.
Well, no.
You
thank
seemed so
thank you.
upset.
So you head over to the light. You go into the light.
Eh,
and you hear, and as you get closer to the river, this one is sort of less wailing. There's literally a river of wailing down here, and that's sort of what the distant sound is. But here, as you get closer, like it whispers to you, and it's like angry whispering. It's like, it's like sounds like people bickering with each other and just like saying, and occasionally you just hear like words that do not sound like nice words that you would say to someone else.
Oh, so it's normal.
Yeah, this is the river Styx, the river of hatred. And the figure in the sort of the cloak or hood, wrap, drape, whatever, stands there kind of in the boat, and they lean still on the pole as you approach.
I would like to pay the ferryman.
And they kind of hold out their hand, and it's that same thing like as their face. Like there's clearly this skeleton that you can see through their like almost translucent skin. And they say, coins for each. You put the coins in their hand, and it disappears as soon as it touches the hand.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
lovely.
I guess there's no refunds then, right?
No,
We'll be over here.
please
Delightful.
make yourself comfortable. We will ride down the river to the farther bank.
Thank you.
Anon will just like, she'll find like the front part of the boat, and she'll just like sort of perch herself on it and just like look out just to see everything that she can possibly see. Just like elegantly poised. It looks like it's unintentional, but if you knew her really well, you would know it's 100% intentional.
She's like checking each of the folds of her
It's all
her
just
dress.
laid. I mean, you couldn't even tell that she's checking, but it's just like poised.
Boys takes work.
It does. It takes way more work than people give it credit for.
Quake just sort of puts you down, fine. next
That's
to her.
exactly, yes.
Like it's not
Mean.
It's not mean. It's just like, thunk.
Yeah.
Like it's not gently or carefully, and takes a seat in the boat. And as each of you take a seat and each of you have paid your coin, the boatman begins to push off the bank and sort of pulls you down this river. And as you look down, the water is dark. It's that kind of like inky darkness that seems almost bottomless. So you're not really sure how he's using a pole to get you down this river. It's almost perfectly still, except for those sort of small ripples, and they're just this constant muttering whispers as you travel down it.
What do you think would happen if I touch it?
I think it would probably steal your soul.
Can I dip a bottle in there?
What if I
Some
don't
have
a soul?
fallen in the river. They have never returned.
Do you push
Other
him?
rivers do different things. No, that would be far too much effort.
What other rivers do you have?
Just sort of like it's despite they're like, ugh, you're one of those. I suppose you have questions then, if you are not from here.
Well, yes, I just asked one of them.
There
I
are
could go down the rest of
5 rivers. This is the river Styx.
Oh.
Which is
Huh. And what are the names of the other 4?
the Acheron, the Lethe, the Phlegerthon, and the Coctius.
Interesting.
Coctius.
How do you spell that?
You can look them all up, they're just the names.
Yeah.
The river of hatred, pain, forgetfulness, fire, and wailing, my personal favorite. You can hear it in the distance. And he sort of pauses the boat, and you hear the sounds of like, oh, no, and like moaning wails of very sad people.
Oh, is that what that is?
There is no rest on the other side of the river.
Then why are we going
That would have
there?
been some really useful information to have before this moment.
No, the one you just left.
Oh, never
There
mind.
is rest when you reach the realms of the dead. But on the bank you were just on, there are the cries of the dead who have just passed through, and there are the monsters who would devour them before they make it to my boat.
Are there more monsters on the other side?
There's not supposed to be.
Well, then, that says that there are.
There is Cerberus, but he will not bother you unless you try to escape. No one leaves, you see, except those who have reached Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Like pauses. Only true heroes reach Elysium.
Well, you haven't met us then, have you?
No, but I have met true heroes.
Is your lady in?
I do not know if Persephone is here. I assume that's who you're asking about. She might be. But Lord Hades seemed grumpier than usual. Regardless, you will be judged when you reach the other bank.
Oh, good.
They will decide if you are a hero indeed.
While this is happening, so I have bottles on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you wanna...
Oh no.
Cool, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, not dip my hand in, but I could dip a bottle.
You can certainly try to just dip a bottle in and get none of the water on you.
I'm pretty sure you can't move.
Oh no, I can't.
You
move.
can't move from the spot. You can physically
Oh,
move. You're not
I
like
can't?
paralyzed,
Well, I'm
but you just like
debilitated.
can't get from like you can't walk
cool.
basically.
I have like,
Like-
these strips. I'll just rip a little bit off.
I'm gonna say because you're debilitated, it's
No.
gonna be way harder for you to do, but you're more than welcome to dip a bottle of water in the river Styx and hope for the best.
There's something here that I don't know about, and it's, oh man.
That's
Very
100% up to you. I'm not gonna tell you.
No, I only have 10 points left.
It's fine. You might not die. You probably wouldn't die.
You might be
Why
like
does she keep
cursed.
putting emphasis on that word?
We are in the realm of the dead.
Yeah.
Suddenly I understand.
What's the worst that can happen?
You die and
Cerberus?
yeah. Cerberus
from the,
will actually devour you.
Yeah, then no more
Well,
you.
then we end up here.
On Earth, the real hell.
I think you figured it out. So kind of continue
Gosh, dude.
sailing. Up to you. I'm not going to stop you.
No, okay, what's the target number?
We will say,
Just say a target number and we'll think.
let's make it challenging. So 15 or higher. I would normally probably said demanding, but you are debilitated, so we'll make it 2 higher.
Too high, lads.
I mean, you could apply effort. I don't know if you have any points to spend on it.
No. Thank you. It's okay.
So those of you who did use spend XP to put points in, technically when you raise any pool from 0 to 1, that moves you 1 up the damage track.
I'm good then.
I mean, you're still not in great shape, but it stops you
No,
from
but
being...
this technically,
I'm not impaired
I have
anymore.
none and 0. I have none that are 0.
Yeah. Then
I
you
think-
are neither impaled, so you can erase both of them.
Oh, wait, hold on. So.
Did you spend points to move and put points into any of your pools when you leveled up?
No, that
No.
was the first thing I did,
Cool.
so no.
Then
I'm still
no.
dying.
You are still debilitated.
Do I notice? Did Dale do anything that would warrant me noticing them trying to do this?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Are you trying to offer them a pep talk?
Oh, just some assistance.
Ooh.
So yeah, maybe what would people notice as you're sitting in this boat? Like Anon's talking to Charon. I think at some point you probably asked his name, and he's like, "I am Charon."
Oh, she's like 100% just like trying to get to know him.
Tell me your secrets.
Yeah. Hi.
I mean, I'm being smart about this. I'm not going to be dumb about it. I'm trying to rip off a piece of string.
Yeah.
So, I
So
could-
yeah, you see Dale like fiddling with an empty bottle and like trying to like tie some string to it.
My friend, may I?
Okay.
I want to tie the string to the bottle.
Okay.
And use my brand new skill. Pew, 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 pew. Hand to eye.
What is that?
It lets me use any fine maneuvers that require high dexterity,
Okay.
such as pickpocketing, lockpicking,
Yeah.
or
Oh, this would be a time
games.
when that cipher you have would be useful.
But it's only good for, like,
Depends on how.
2 hours?
Yeah, well, it depends on how
What
badly
hours?
you want to do that. Anyway,
No.
okay, so
Yeah.
it makes it 1 easier for you, right?
I believe
To do
Ooh.
the dipping into the waters.
Yes, provides an asset to any task. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So it will be 1 easier for you, and you are also neither impaired nor debilitated.
That
So
is
I would have
correct.
just said this was probably that makes it just a demanding task for you to not touch the water while filling the bottle.
In question, as far as game mechanics go, I was watching Dale do this. Can I also apply the observation skill as well?
Here's the thing: you're the one who has to do it to be able to use your benefit, unless you can apply that to other people.
Oh no, like I'm watching them try it, and then I'm gonna.
Probably not, no, because Dale didn't actually do the actual task of
Cool.
like dunking it in, so that doesn't help you in any way.
Ooh.
You're choosing to do this instead of him.
All right. Target number
It's 9 or higher.
16.
Ooh, yay.
Very delicately, you like dip the bottle in, and then you sort of let it like dry a little bit and like air dry it. As you dip the bottle in, you see like claws, like grasping gnarled hands, like slipping through it, as if you had tried to reach your hand in at all, like they would have pulled you in. And you pull out this like dark water, maybe, but it's almost opaque, and it's very black looking, like thick
And you a
liquid.
cork.
Can I do super like chill and everything? Like they're writhing out, but I'm just like just humming a tune. Like
Yeah,
who
sure.
puts the gliding gladiator?
Hercules.
Here you go.
No singing in the boat.
I apologize.
Only wailing.
Buffalo soldier.
As Karan continues.
Ooh. So here's a cork. Oh,
Puts the cork in it. Yeah, you have a bottle of water from the River Styx, which will probably be a custom cipher that I will make for you.
yay! Thank you.
I think Pine and Quake are like quietly catching up, and they have, you know that thing where when siblings get together they have their own like style of language that is slightly like, you can see it's in sync, but it's also just like it's so weird to see them interact, because you're like, oh, it's like almost the same person but
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, and like they're both very, very forthright.
They're very like honest
yeah.
about everything.
Yeah. So how did you lose the sage?
I thought I stepped after him, and then I was not there. I was in a field of what they call carn, and they were tall, and it was hefty, and then I entered the stadium of battle where they were following this brown ball, is what they call it. It was some sort of blood sport, but they wear armors made of a hard, not animal, but some scientific armor.
Sounds like a strange place you encountered.
Earth is bizarre.
Earth.
Earth, yeah. Have you been on the world of the wasteland for that long?
I was on the wasteland. I met someone at one point who said they were from a place called Earth. Seems to be a popular place.
It is big.
I was in another strange world that I did not understand, and then I ended in the wasteland. And we were both captured and put in that arena.
Yes, that would make sense.
They died.
The person who
Yes.
put you in there, or the
Yes,
person you.
both.
Well done. Nothing better.
I killed several in that arena. They all deserved it.
And do you know where Took went?
This took the third one that went with you. I did not see them. They did not arrive in the place that I did, nor did you.
No. They were still around. They were still with the sage when I stepped too far. So
Question for you: did
Yeah.
Quake leave the group first? Like, did you translate every time as a group, and did you split off? You think first?
I think it was one of those things where who knows how many people got lost?
I guess my question is to you: did Pine ever travel with the Sage and not with Quake?
No.
And okay.
I think the jump for I think
Yeah.
Earth was his first location.
Yeah. So Quake kind of looks at you and says, "I believe We all lost the sage at the same time. Perhaps it was much like this recent travel. I do not believe you intended to end up here. She like looks around at this river.
No, this is not Earth. No.
We should return to the sage soon.
As,
Zanzut is still in trouble.
have you heard? Word at all?
I have nothing. And I assume if our place had been saved, our home was safe, then someone would have found us or returned us to it.
I've been leaving marks so they know where to find us, but no one has come yet.
I have not seen any of these.
When we get back to Earth, I'll show you where I am. These people have shown me a place where I can learn and hopefully we can connect with Zanzut. It seems to be a far place from Earth, so not many know of it. Captain is the most experienced here. She's traveled the most. Have you heard of Zanzut?
Yes, but I haven't
like-
been there.
Like one of those like vague, like they have it
Yeah.
on the map, but no one ever really has been there.
Yeah. I know the name. Haven't traveled there myself. Knew somebody that did a long
But
time ago.
we could get Quake back there to check then. Could the estate
the
provide?
could, yeah.
That's what we will do then.
We should determine what has happened and perhaps inform them that we have lost the sage. Maybe the sage has returned there.
Yes, maybe the sage has returned there, and perhaps that will be our next place.
Did the sage lose you, or did you lose the sage?
My steps.
We must have lost the sage. The sage could not lose us.
No, my steps must have been too small.
He is too powerful for this.
Yes,
Too important.
he
Too
would not
special.
lose us. We were guardians of him. To lose us would mean his safety, and his safety is utmost to Zanzut.
The sage's mission is to protect our world, and we are to protect the sage. Why would he leave us?
Well, I was just trying to figure out if it was the sage that took the wrong step, or if it was you all.
No,
No, it was
no.
definitely us.
Yes.
You can 100% hear, like, they believe this to be very true.
Yep. Got it.
How long is this boat ride?
It's
Forever.
a relative.
10 hours
It
worth
is
of
not
boat?
a 10-hour
It
boat
is
ride, but it
now.
would be at least 10 minutes for anyone who wanted to make a 10-minute recovery roll.
Oh no.
Oh.
Anyone?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. If you haven't made a 10-minute recovery roll, you definitely can. So yeah, the conversation probably continues. I think at some point, like you hear more quietly, like Quake will be like, "I am proud of you, Pine. You have done well to find people such as this."
They cannot carry their weight in stone, but they are a good team.
Pine, and she like leans in and like puts her hand on her shoulder. You cannot carry your weight in stone, though you could vault over your height in it.
But you can carry your weight in stone.
I could carry your weight and my weight.
And I think at this point they're like weirdly crazy.
Yeah, they're like, no, compliments. No, you can carry your weight. No, but you're bad at that.
They just start wrestling on the ground.
And then they just arm wrestle.
There's probably some weird like riddle game that they play that spend time. Like it's odd.
Okay.
I think Anon like noticed it, but she's pretty into
Yeah,
like,
no,
she's
no,
having this
no. There's
conversation.
this happening.
Anyone else want to ask anything else of Karan or anything else you would like to do in this boat?
I lean over towards the fairy person. If you could you leave this place if you wanted to?
No, I do not believe I could leave.
Would you want to leave?
What would I do?
You know, get out there, live a little.
Ha. I assume that was intended to be a joke.
Yeah. You reacted.
I am in service of the Lord Hades, This is my world. This is my job. I ferry you across, and I receive my payment.
Oh, okay. So, do you communicate with Hades at all?
Not regularly, no.
But you have.
Yes.
Since this is where we're going, and we're probably likely to bump into them since the judging and all, is there anything you can tell us about your lord that would be a benefit for us, maybe?
Hades is the ruler here, which means he does not like people to question his authority.
Oh, no, never question authority.
The dead do not leave, and if you are here, then you are dead, especially that one.
However, I would like to try and make a persuasion roll, just to get out of the boat person. If there's ever been a mistake, or a case of kind of like, hey,
Yeah.
mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Like, the road all live eternity. You're saying that no one has ever, accidentally pressed the wrong button on the elevator?
It's a standard, so go ahead and it's a 6 or higher unless you have anything that applies to it.
14.
Yeah. There have been heroes who have ventured down here seeking their returned loved ones or some such as that. One, and I'm going to get the name wrong, so if anyone remembers which hero this was, came, they sought their wife.
Oh.
They had one job, one simple task, and they failed at it, and she turned to a pillar of salt.
Oh, I hear that a lot.
Hades might make a deal or two upon occasion. He is not opposed to that. You must make it worth his while or interest. Orpheus. Orpheus was the name of that
Eurydice?
one that
Yeah.
failed.
I went for a lot joke. Good to know.
But he is stubborn and powerful and the one in control of this place.
Tell me of the lady. Does she control him?
I suppose. I think it goes both ways from time to time. He dotes on her. She leaves every so often, and then returns as was the bargain that was made.
When she asks things of him, what does she offer?
I do not know what she offers, but I believe he is more inclined to listen to her requests than from some simple shade that has wandered through this place. But you have no reason to see Hades. Perhaps you are true heroes bound for the Elysium fields.
Well, I don't think we're dead.
Oh, yes. Question.
You certainly don't look like you're living.
I mean, if one were to not be dead, does that mean that we have to abstain from eating and drinking? Of
The dead, depending on where you are, sometimes enjoy such things, though you do not need to.
What is a thing that a living creature does, but a dead thing does not do? I will prove it to you that I'm alive.
The list is very long. I think we
It's
can.
just gonna be like, I think let's get off the boat first. I will get off the boat. Not right now.
Talk.
The list is long. I mean, I do not know how have a flesh and bone body. I perhaps bleed. I do not care, nor do I know. I am simply taking you. You paid your coin. If you
Dale.
have an argument, take it up with someone else.
Okay.
Dale, do you have a knife?
utility.
Yeah, I'm sure most all of you do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Utility knife.
I just take it out and just.
Ooh, ooh.
You do the like, do I bleed?
Oh, not like this.
No, but just like a little like a
I
little
carry a
That's
quiver.
the reason
a little
I
slit.
hand.
Yeah,
If
just
you're
a little.
gonna try slit.
Yeah, you do that, and you notice like you don't really bleed. It's sort of maybe more the equivalent of like ectoplasm or sort of like
Oh.
essence that kind of drains out of you.
Napkins.
I think. Okay, when we translate to a new environment, we take on the aspects of that environment. We alter to fit the environment, which means we may not be alive in this recursion.
So we are dead.
We
Good.
might.
Finally, you're
be.
getting it.
Can we be more dead? Is there a deader?
You could be in Tartarus.
Let us not do that.
That is probably a good idea.
Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, you're like, you don't have a pulse? No. At some point, I think on this boat ride, probably right around when you're saying this, like you look down and all of you while you're looking at Jade, her whole body goes transparent for a moment and then it settles back in, except a larger portion of her torso is gone.
I don't know if we can wait that long.
Jade, when that happens, you see a vision of the strange and then it's gone.
I don't think all of me made it here.
What do you mean? Some of you is still back there?
I don't know. I just don't think I'm not all here.
Anon's gonna like jump off of the prow and like come sit next to you.
Strange lore? Can I figure out what is going on?
How much did you look at Jade's medical records?
I have it on file.
You pull out your scroll.
Isn't it just a stone tablet?
It's just, yeah, you like unfurl it. It's like Jade Atwood written
What
in.
would a laptop turn into?
Like, yeah, like a
Jesus.
scroll. Like it's like a
Yes.
series of scrolls.
It's very-
It's like a
I
bag
guess-
full of like sheafs of paper.
I guess yeah. I'm overcumbersome with stuff.
I mean, they did.
It just depends. Like you have a lot of it. Did you take a little bit of time to go through any of it? Because that's more just to give you a bonus or not to this roll.
I would have if I had free time.
Okay, we'll say you looked a little bit at it. So let's make this a difficult roll then, with that in mind. So 12 or higher to have.
Is that with including that
kind of
I'm very,
an
very,
idea.
very, very hurt?
So that's a mental thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it doesn't quite because do you have anything? Your intellect pool, I assume, is not 0 because that's the last
No,
one
that's
to go.
10.
Yeah,
I have some.
Unless they attack you intellectually with like mind control.
yeah. Like if your intellect
sense,
drops to
though.
0, then yeah, I would say it's an impact.
your bodies.
I don't know if I want to spend any
Makes
points.
sense,
We
yeah.
only got 10 points left.
It's cool.
That's up to you. You're already dead.
You know what? Yeah, I am already dead. I'll spend that.
I mean, Anon also has knowledge of the strange, and I have more intellect points.
Yeah, but you don't have the
Oh.
papers.
I don't have that
You
knowledge.
guys don't know that I have these papers.
I mean, I was there. No, I don't.
No,
remember.
you don't.
I remember just being like distracted.
You were just in the hallway.
And I think Anon was distracting the guards, but I don't think she knew it.
No,
Right?
because
Yeah.
as soon as I saw
Yeah.
you,
Like, she was just like,
I need to use
Yeah.
the bathroom.
oh yeah, that's right. You were acting super weird, but
You're all part of the plan.
All right.
Is it weird when it's Dale? Is the real question.
no.
All right, roll it.
So
Do you want to spend for effort?
I already did.
Okay, so that means 9 or higher.
No, and then I have a 2 effort. Does that change?
So you have a 2 edge.
Yes.
So it only costs you 1 point to spend an effort. Or are you saying your maximum effort is 2?
My maximum effort is 2.
So it means you can spend 2 levels of effort, which would cost you 5 total points, and then you subtract your edge from that.
No. Oh wait, so it doesn't cost me any because I have 2 for intelligence.
No,
So your edge is 2.
Yes.
So you subtract that from how many point levels of effort do you want to apply?
2.
For, if you apply 2 levels, you subtract the 2 from the 5, which is the cost, and that means you have to spend 3 points.
oh
for 2
no,
levels
then I'll
of
just
effort.
spend 1.
Okay, and then you have to spend 1 point for 1 level of effort.
Oh, then I don't have to spend then.
I've already did the subtraction for you. So
Okay,
it normally
yeah.
costs 3 minus the 2 for your edge,
Yes.
so left with spending 1.
Okay, all right.
It gets a little weird.
20! I know everything.
A natural 20, beautiful. So natural 20, you like pull out this piece of paper and it's just like, Jade, you probably look over and realize like Dale is looking at your medical records and you're not 100% sure how he got them.
So
Or
there was
some of them.
photos of my arm and stuff in there,
Yeah.
so I assume they're like,
Like
Printing.
drawings, like
Yeah.
beautiful
blocks.
yeah.
anatomical drawings. And so you're looking at these, and like you get down to kind of the doctor's note section, and there was a hypothesis that, or one of the potential things the doctor came up with. Like obviously they're saying like they didn't really know what this is, like they've never encountered it before, but there is a belief that part of Jade never made it out of the strange.
Oh.
And that there seems to be an impact of translating, especially translations that do not go successfully, that results in portions maybe still getting left behind.
So you were never, since the beginning we know you, you've never been actually fully with us. And now we just
Well.
had an unsuccessful.
I am, but I've had a corruption in my arm, and it's been getting worse.
Well, I say you don't really.
Why do you have my medical records?
What? What? No.
What, you wanted to see the bloody photos of it?
No. I just. You gotta know who you're dealing with in this world, because you never know. There could be some people that work for them.
Boy, that must be really tough for you when it comes to me and Pine then, huh?
What else do you know?
We're not from this world.
Wait. Oh, I'm so sick. I'm sorry. I need to lie down and rest. I don't know all these questions. All of these questions, but I'm just saying it probably won't be good for you to transfer.
No.
It looks like even more of you got lost every time you make an unsuccessful one.
Does this happen to everyone that gets lost in the strange?
Nobody else has exactly made it back from the strange, so I'm a new test case.
Hypothetically, if you knew that there were people that were lost in the strange, would this also affect them that same way?
Strange affects everyone a little differently. It could. There's people that have, I don't know, people have had different reactions to it. I got left there a while, so.
Yeah, people go like have gone and come back, but no one has ever been there. Like the estate knows of as long as you.
Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna be here. Let's get you to Earth.
Speaking of, we've arrived.
Have we just been on the shore for like 5
Yeah, you like
Kept tapping a sign, get up.
Like, gotta go back.
you've been at the bank for a little while. Yeah, maybe. You feel kind of the bump of the boat
Yeah.
as it reaches the shore, and he
Well,
holds it in the water.
let's depart.
Anon's gonna offer Jade a hand up.
She'll take it.
So you each step out of the boat. And here you see on this bank, like from here, you can kind of imagine like why you didn't see anything. Again, you can't really see the other side. It's both a very wide and a fairly long river. You went down it some ways as well. And you see this kind of archway sort of in the distance. It's very large and made of stone. Probably stone. And in front of it, there are these sort of 3 other kind of hooded, clothed figures, all sort of waiting just in the entryway. Again, kind of doing that thing where they look down and they're not really paying that much attention to what's happening around them. They're waiting for you. They'll tell you where you should be.
Thanks, ferryman.
You have been interesting.
Oh. Interesting.
Thank you.
We do not get many recursors here. And then the boat pushes
Wait
off
a
into
minute.
the
You
bank,
come back here. Come back
Son
here.
of a gun.
into the fog.
But they got some, is the implication.
He also said nobody got back out, so.
Oh, they got to Elysium.
Recursors got to Elysium?
He didn't specifically say that. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he specifically said that precursors were here until he pulled away like an asshole.
And you see this boat like somehow drifting upstream, like there's no, and just like disappearing into the fog.
It's the crank. The crank of the ride's pulling it back.
Yeah.
Just adding more dry ice.
One more time, guys. Whalers are.
No, too gentle, too gentle.
Rattled, you're flat again.
Well, I don't like this recursion that makes me confront my mortality. Bullshit.
Well, since you did confront me, Dale will hand you a file that I have currently on me. Not that I have totally not made copies that are staying in my house in mainframe. But here.
To be clear, does Dale say all of that as he hands her the piece of paper?
Mumbles it.
Okay.
Hey, does this make you feel better?
You know, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. Just saying.
That's why they brought me on. Just saying. Because I know. I can see all.
Well, I hope it was worth it for you.
Dale, what other files do you have?
I mean, to be fair, I had to know you guys before coming in. I mean, I have... This is probably not the time and place.
We have eternity. We are dead.
You better come clean,
What do you
because
have?
I'm not very happy with you right now.
And my arms are getting tired and I might drop you.
Slipping back. Do you just sort of hold him over the river?
No! No!
Monsters!
Not that bad. All right.
Hey, monsters coming from the person who stole our personal files.
No. It's information. So many people have it out there.
Okay, Zuckerberg.
Is that a bird? The Zuckerberg?
Dale, I have heard this
Yes,
expression.
it's a bird. It's a bird that lies and takes shit from other birds, and you know what? Then it poops on everything like democracy.
I hate the Zuckerberg. You are a Zuckerberg.
A Zuckerbird sounds terrible. Quake like stands behind Dale and is like, Dale, I believe you have hurt people's feelings. You should stop doing that. I have heard an expression that you are in hot water.
Fine. Go hand the files to each of them, I guess.
Where did your sister learn metaphors?
So
She was in a prison for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Prison.
Prison does things to you. Like teach you metaphors.
I mean, there's a lot of people you gotta know. You can't really just trust everybody. There's so much information that people hide. You know. Like, I know Oz, your town disappeared. I've seen the video file. I know what your parents used to do and how many times you've jumped. Fine. I know you're on a quest, but you probably just told everybody everything anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yes. Takes a piece of paper and crumples it and just puts it in the river.
No littering.
To be fair, I haven't done anything worse than the agency has already dubbed up on you.
So this is all they have on me?
It's pretty
Are you
underwhelming.
disappointed?
Except for your parents. I figured that on my own.
Interesting. Do you know who they are?
I think you...
I can't remember if I gave you the names or not.
I know where they are, and I know their positions in terms of the court.
Probably have their names.
Yeah, I
feel
probably
like,
do
yeah,
have
I
their
feel like you would,
names.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't have their names written down because I think I threw out the piece of paper.
But yeah, I have names.
Good work, team.
Yeah, well, this
Did
is
it
great.
together.
Their names are going to come forth later because
Yeah.
I want to remember. They were really cool, you guys. They were based on mythology.
It's good names. I might actually.
I mean, come on, there's just so much You can't be ignorant about people you're working with, okay?
Don't dig anymore. Okay?
Another expression I learned. Would you like a shovel?
Why? The dirt is hard here.
It is something to do with burying yourself.
Dale,
I do not know why people bury themselves. It is a strange thing.
It seems foolish. Or perhaps they're getting stronger by not breathing.
Maybe they are digging a hole to exercise.
You know
Punishment.
what? Let's just get out of this recursion. And then we'll talk about the difference between secrecy and privacy, Dale.
Well, I wasn't telling everybody what I'd known.
And An's gonna hand her a piece of paper.
Juno and Minerva.
There we go. Juno and Minerva. Thank you. I knew they were based on mythology.
Wasn't blasting on
And a
you.
quirky indie movie.
I mean, you could upgrade your systems a little bit better. It was just saying.
Dale, perhaps you need the punishment with the shovel. Come on. I think.
You know what? Next, when I get the arm back, I'm gonna make you look at it.
Appropriate. And An's going to hand the piece of paper back and go, if you want to know anything else, you just have to ask.
All right, we're supposed to talk to some people about where we're supposed to go.
You can probably assume it's the three people standing in front of the big archway.
That have been listening to this whole conversation,
They're
presumably.
just standing there.
I just don't want us to split up, okay?
Perhaps if we hold hands, they'll think we're all the same person. Because our hearts beat as one.
Do they do a group judging?
I don't know.
Like if we put all of our points together, does it like average out between the six of us, or?
Are you worried about yourself?
Yes,
Oh.
as anyone would, who's about to be judged for everything they've ever done, in a belief that I'm not quite fully aware of.
I just don't know what the system is here.
Is it based upon sins in this recursion that we've done, or is it just everything in general?
Well-
when we do jump from recursion to recursion, are our souls still the same? Does mine change? Is that why my voice is so weird? No, I'm definitely still the same person.
I think you have recursion sickness.
Either way, we can't go back. So we might as well go forward. And Nan will like weave her arm through Jade's. Be like,
You walk forward, and as you reach the three sort of shrouded figures, and you can't really see their faces, they just sort of have their kind of shrouds go and cover most of their eyes. Assassin style, you know, normal. Yeah. Yeah. Very, like... Except I pinned mine to my shirt, so never mind, that's not happening. Yeah, like that. And there are three of them standing in front of you. And they all, when they start to speak, there's that weird, not quite in unison, but like one of them will start a sentence and then the other one will pick it up and then the third one will speak. And they all just sort of like translate between like, da 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 da, and they kind of come in and out between which one of them
Are they passing
is
around
actually
an eyeball?
talking. No, they're not
Okay.
the fates.
Yeah, I was
they're
like,
not passing an eyeball.
No, they just have like
Yeah.
threads and scissors and
it's a
No,
Greek
those
chorus.
are the fate. Yeah, they're a Greek chorus.
Oh.
And they
You're
practice
the
all
judges.
winter, so.
And one of them, the first one, speaks. So it's not really a matter of which one is talking. You've come for judging.
We
You have
have
come-
come. We have come together as
There is no
one.
judging together. There is only one judge, one at a time.
You
Step
are-
forward first to enter into this realm.
You are three. You are together.
Would you prefer to be judged by only one? Only one to judge you
No.
for all?
I mean,
Three is more fair.
And An's just gonna step forward and go. We would like to be judged together, but if you cannot judge us together, then you can judge me separately.
And as you step forward, like one of them kind of holds out their hands and like puts them not quite on your face, and you see like these sort of that sort of strangely skeletal, like translucent kind of flesh, and the one that steps forward, and the other one sort of crowd in, and their hood slides up, and you see their face, and it's that sort of gaunt, translucent, skeletal, and their eyes are very clearly glowing as they look at you, and they stare into your eyes. And you see for a moment there's that like feeling of events in your life flashing before you, but you can't hold on to any of them. And it's almost like you're flipping through like a picture book. Skeletal? It's the skeletal system, right? I don't know. Maybe this is a British thing, to be clear.
Fancy words, I don't understand.
This could be, sometimes this happens to me. It's like, is it the amygdala or the amygdala? Who knows? Anyway, it's a fear. It doesn't matter.
Now I know.
And they stare deeply into you. And then the three voices, they put their hands down. You have done little with your life. You may go to the Asphodel Meadows. And then they step forward.
I disagree. Anona's talked to so many people. She is one who can steal words from your lips. How dare you take my friend and put them... Wait, is it a good place?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, then never mind.
And then they immediately, as you start talking, they turn to you and they lock eyes. Like, somehow you're staring into all three of them.
Yeah.
You are next for judging. And you, stare deeply into them.
Yeah, I think Pine walks forward. I think, though, like, if you look, like, one of his hands is clenching a little bit. Like,
Ugh.
judge.
And they kind of do the same thing as they stare. And you see each of these things, like, pass before you. And they sort of pause for a moment as the glow kind of fades and they put their hands down. And they like, you hear them, like, chattering amongst themselves. Ooh. And one of them is like, the morning fields? Perhaps the morning fields. They seem to be... No, it does not seem right. Also, the meadows. Asphodel awaits.
It must be a good thing, then. And, like, just walks forward.
Sorry. Asphodel. And they gesture to you. And you can step through or you can just wait behind them.
I think waiting behind.
We'll wait, yeah.
Yeah,
Or I'll wait.
I'll be there.
Who is next? Who wishes to know?
Steps forward.
And they do the same thing. And they do the same thing again where they mutter to themselves. And you hear that same name, the place, the morning fields. Perhaps they are sad. They are mourning. No. Not yet. They have not been destroyed by this. You have done little with your life. The Asphodel Meadows await.
Is that where we are?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's... What was that first part you said?
The morning fields.
Before that, you whispered something.
Oh, God damn.
We whispered of another place. Perhaps you could go.
What is that place? Who's there?
The morning fields.
What?
It is for those who have been destroyed by unrequited love. And
Oh,
withering
yeah, no.
love. For those that has been destroyed by love. You have not yet been destroyed by it. You do not belong there yet. You died too soon. To the meadows with you.
Is there a directory where I can see who is there?
Like that look of I don't understand sort of passes over them. What? What? You have been judged. You have been judged.
I'm sorry. Step back.
Pine holds there.
Yeah. And non-offers are going to step through.
There are two left. You may go.
We will wait. I appreciate it.
I guess they do the same thing for Quake, and you hear them muttering to themselves again. It's like that same conversation about the morning fields.
Yeah.
There seem to be some people who have unrequited passions here. But they are eventually passed through to the meadows.
Yeah.
You haven't become
Quake's
heroes yet.
Quake's a heartbreaker. She doesn't break hearts. Or she's not broken.
She
She's a heart
stabs
breaker.
them out. Of,
Yeah.
no. What about, hey, let's see what you have. I will see about you. Can I also roll for seeing through what they have about them? Can I also?
Can you try and learn about these the judges?
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't strange knowledge. This is just straight up knowledge of this recursion. Like, what are you trying to learn about them?
Solves mystery. Well, I mean, I'm gonna throw knowledge at their face too, about them.
Okay.
I will.
Do you want to know, like, who they are?
I will use premonition on this.
Okay.
It doesn't cost me any points.
Okay.
So, I mean, well, because I cancel out.
Yeah.
So I can learn a random fact about the persons.
Okay.
So I will learn a random fact.
You just
about
sort of
them.
look at them, and I'd say you can learn their 3 names,
Oh,
and they are the judges. They are those who decide where you will go when you are to enter the afterlife. There is Minos, Acus, and this one, which is Radamanthus.
Radamanthus. You 3 judges, I know who you are. Menthos and just pretend I said.
Mentos, Radagas.
Wait. Menos are Acus and Radama.
It is hard to read through your blindfold.
It's hard to read through a blindfold and their Greek names.
Yeah.
Yes, these are our names. Our names are not relevant to your judgment.
Just saying. I know.
The clever one shall be next. Come forward.
I can't.
I also, you can like stumble forward, like someone can kind of help you.
I'm not
you
doing it.
No, I know.
No, you've been judged. You gotta stay on the
Limp,
side.
limp your way.
I seem to already been judged. Might as well do it again today.
Yes. We see in you, you have lied. You have cheated. You have pretended things are not true, that are not true. But you have put yourselves at risk for others. You have had Windows updates.
Of course.
You have risked your own life, though it has killed you. For others. And they sort of start whispering, and you hear, like, Tartarus? No, perhaps not Tartarus. It
Oh.
is not so severe. Your sins have balanced
Meadows.
to the Asphodel Meadows with you.
Well, if they say you're fine, I think you're fine. And like, fix Dale up.
You appear to be missing some of yourself.
Yes.
Will
If you have any idea where the rest of me is, I would love to know.
Step forward to be judged. They do the same as before, and as they kind of look into your eyes, like everything flashes before you. Like you re-experience much of what you have been through, and they kind of start for a moment, like especially in that moment when you encounter the strange and everything that happened there. And there seems to be like a pause in all 3 of them, and then they kind of return back to the digging. That of you which is left. You have done many things, but the meadows is your place. You must find the rest of yourself before you are gone entirely.
Well, appreciate it.
And as they let go, that happens again, where you become translucent for a moment, and then you
And it
return
was-
back to solid. Like at this point, like you're missing like a solid chunk of your
Yeah.
right torso.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like a?
I think it's just basically like cutting into your right side. Like you probably lost some of your hip now.
Yeah.
This place isn't good for you.
All right. Well, it didn't go as badly as it could have, I guess. Why don't we make our way?
You step through the archway, and you kind of like at first it's I guess actually yeah at first it's just sort of a room, and as you look around this room, like there are several doorways, but most of them are closed, and there's only one that's open, and beyond it you can see maybe kind of a glimmer of light. But the main thing that you notice in this room, it's kind of hard to miss, is in one corner, currently sleeping, is a very large 3-headed dog.
Oh, wow.
And it's just sort of lying there, like each of its heads like piled on itself, and like you just like feel, yeah, it's doing that little dog like,
Its feet is running.
yeah, and like its paws twitch a little bit, and like one of its ears on one of the heads perks up as you step into the room, and it like opens one eye and kind of looks at each of you, and then sees that you are not trying to escape.
I put my palms
just
out so
watches
it
you.
knows that I come as a friend.
Sniffs it.
How big is this dog?
Really big.
Okay, because I was like, if this is like a me-sized dog,
No.
we'd take it with us on adventures.
I would say this dog is like, oh god, there's probably it's probably like
Horse
6
size?
meters
Oh.
from like nose to tail.
What is
Maybe
my
6 to
Luna
10.
bars translated to? not that I'm gonna pull it out at this
Here?
point, but like I'm just like, do I have a like mental note for
Probably-
later if I have to run? Do I have anything?
Probably like dust, because there's no real
no-
food down here
Ah.
unless you're in the Elysium Fields.
We're in the Elysium field.
No, you're going to
we're in
the
the meadows.
Asphodel Meadow.
Wait, I thought we did a good job.
I know.
Well,
did
you guys
okay.
did good. I almost
Yeah,
went
we're
to
not.
hell.
So for genre knowledge, which
Darn it.
Oz probably has,
Yes.
there is Tartarus, which is like the realm of darkness where the Titans were imprisoned, that if you're real bad, you go to. There's the Elysium Fields, or Elysium, and that's like where the true heroes go, and mostly just heroes. Like that's where the good guys end up. And then there's the Asphodel Meadows, which is basically everyone else. Like, if you were not a hero and you weren't a terrible person and it just kind of nets out, you end up in the meadows. And then there are a couple of other, like, specific places, but those are essentially the 3 main ones. The good, the bad, and the middling.
I don't know. I just don't know what the yardstick is here, you know?
I mean, like,
either.
heroes were, like, Achilles
Yeah.
and Hercules, except he was a demigod. But, like,
Yeah.
those kind of levels of, like... They did some shit. Like, Socrates, I think, got to go to Elysium
That
because,
makes
like,
sense.
you know, he revolutionized philosophy and
Yeah.
democracy and stuff like that. And
I
You
just-
would
don't
know from
understand.
Jade's file that like I have like 42 confirmed kills.
Yeah, and you weren't even on the brink of going to Tartarus.
But I don't know if
Apparently,
that's like good or bad,
I
right?
think murder's
Yeah.
okay
Some-
here.
Yeah,
Murder's
it's
okay.
Greece.
Like-
Murder's not that bad.
Not here. Yeah.
Well, you can't murder like your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if you were fighting in a war and murdering
Murdering
people
mother,
who are
that's not
supposed to
good.
die, then it's
Yeah.
fine.
I
Yeah.
think you can't murder like your baby. I think you can murder someone else's baby for
can't-
revenge. Like,
Oh yeah.
And, like, do petricide, unless the gods tell you can do
Yeah.
petricide.
yeah.
Yeah. So God's telling you to do a lot of murder.
I think all murder's okay as long as a god said you could do it.
Yeah.
Unless they're like,
Apparently,
"Psych,
lying is bad,
J.K.
though,
Abraham.
and information.
LOL.
So you step through. I assume you go into the doorway, the archway that is open. Cerberus, like one of Cerberus's 6 eyes, will watch you the whole way.
Yep.
Closes as you step into the gateway. And as you do, you kind of walk down this corridor, and eventually, like, behind you just becomes darkness and you can't see anything. And ahead of you, it gets somewhat brighter, but not massively brighter. And then you step out into past kind of into this fog, and as you step past this archway, it disappears. And it
Oh.
just sort of melds behind you into nothingness.
Well, that's not foreboding.
And in front of you is a very
walking.
large, sprawling city. So it's a Greek city. So
Oh.
kind of smaller, maybe some 2-story buildings made of stone, columns, and like some kind of nice things, places, but it's like all dense and packed in. And there are people. There are a fair number of people just sort of milling around, and they all have that sort of same, like, if you look at them too closely, like, they seem to maybe disappear for a moment, and all of the color has been kind of washed away, and everything is this sort of shades of, like, saturation of more gray than brightly colored. But they all seem to be kind of going about your life if you were a citizen in an average Greek city.
nice.
People are selling things, people are buying things, people are playing games, and just sort of milling about in the street. And as you sort of turn and look around you, like, you realize you've popped into just kind of the center of the city. The doorway that you walked through is no longer there, and behind you it's not even just empty fog, it's just more of the city
Oh.
has appeared. this kind of like dirt or sometimes cobblestone streets, stone buildings, and above you, a kind of an endless gray sky. It does seem to be daytime as opposed to before when you were on the banks of the river where it was just this kind of endless twilight. And I think that is a solid place for us to take our break.
Bonfire's been lit.
As we are now in the Asphodel Meadows.
It seems like boring. Like, we dead forever in the city and we still have to have a job?
Into the afterlife. Yeah, it's way better to end up
Afterlife.
doing Greek things, talking about philosophy. All right, I'm going to read some donations that came through. Thank you to everybody who has supported us tonight. Yeah, I guess this is technically a TPK. Technically, you're all dead. Yeah. That's why I enjoyed that moment where it's like, well, you fit the context of the recursion when you go somewhere. So if you go to the afterlife, you're going to be dead?
Afterlife. Something.
Or you would be whatever creatures or monsters and stuff that are not
Or zombies.
zombies. Yeah.
Nah.
So that's the question. Let me log in. It's going to take a moment.
I like the idea of if we went into a zombie recursion, some of us would be zombies and some of us would be the Chiros.
Yeah.
Ooh, I would totally survive.
Yeah, by throwing someone down the stairs.
No.
You're right.
You guys never read World War Z, have you?
No, it's a really good book.
Yeah, I would be the otaku that was locked up in their room.
Oh, fair.
Okay.
And then,
Fair.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. William TW with $15 just finished watching episode 7 with 10 minutes to spare, and it just took a sleepless night after a very long day. The ep is worth it. Hashtag no regrets. Hashtag more note taking now. Hashtag this will be interesting Thursday at work. Seriously, thanks for all these stories. I'm glad you're enjoying them.
I hope you can take a nap.
Thank you so much. Yeah, take secret naps. Thank you.
Wait.
I think this one is from yesterday, but it's 12 hours old, so I assume it's ours, and it's not Team Even. But it's Chromie and Shine Meds. I don't remember reading this.
Oh.
And it came through. Do you struggle to remain upright? Do you find yourself unable to finish what you start? Get the performance-enhancing stimulants to ensure you can do what you set out to. Please check with your doctors to see if your heart is strong enough for this medication.
Oh, thank you.
Fernitak with 1272 sweet costumes. Thanks. I brought in all the scarves in our house because I literally decided. Oh, you brought it in. I think at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Then I was like,
Yeah.
"Where are we going?" And I was like, "So I changed my mind."
Last night I was like, here's for this recursion, here's for this. I packed like 3 different
I was
jackets.
already
This
getting a
wasn't-
duffel bag. I'm like, oh, let's see which one.
This wasn't one that I thought of until this morning, and then I was like, "No, I like it." Because I played a video game.
You did bring costumes.
And then I brought costume pieces.
I think people are confused. No, I almost got to the bad place.
You're not.
I am
Almost went to
not
Tartarus.
in the bad
All of them
place.
are in the same place.
But you are in the doghouse.
I am
Partially
very
because
much in the
none of them
doghouse.
have done that much with their life. But some of them nearly ended up in different places.
Well,
We both
Apparently,
have
I did
troubles.
bad.
You're no
We got
Achilles.
some
Like
troubles.
you're no Greek hero.
We both got love troubles though.
Yeah, but you got some love troubles, yeah. And then flowers for Algernon with $50. Thank you, AJ. Those outfits, though, right? Look at them.
Thank you.
A Geek Space TPK with $6.66. $6.66. Congratulations, World Beyond, on being the first RPG cast on Geek Space to TPK. Who knew the Red God was Greek? It feels like this game was just getting started, too. Hashtag, how do you reroll characters in the strange? So it's pretty easy. Characters in Cypher System are made up of 3 parts.
the reason we know this is easy is because
I know you don't have to be a full-on Greek hero, but I feel like their scales were very even.
Yeah.
I think mostly everybody was just Like, you didn't really get awesome stuff. Like, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
very rare you ever go to the good place.
I mean,
It's like the good place.
And then the next one is from Betty's Best Ink with $5.
Oh.
Trapped in the underworld. Pretty sure you're dead. Once again, Betty's has what you need. Betty's battle coffin. Kidding.
Ooh.
Betty's new line of Greek linens will flatter, hug just right, and always stay clean. You'll look so good, their heart stops. again.
Nice.
Well played, Betty's battle. Betty's best ink, Betty's battle togas. So with that, you're all in the mediocre place. So we are going to take a quick break. You should do so too. Take a stretch, drink, get some water, do all of that fun stuff, and then we will jump right back in for some underworlding beyond shenanigans. We'll be right back.
Bum, bum, bum.
welcome to Worlds Beyond, the Underworld episode. No. Hi, everybody, and welcome to The Strange. I can't... It's a tricky voice. It's a very deep level of vocal fry.
Can I give
Yes.
the name of the show? We're the Underworlds
Underworld.
Beyond.
Yeah, welcome to Underworlds Beyond.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Underwears Beyond, that's different. That's the werewolf episode.
Ah.
For a bikini.
We're wolves beyond.
Werewolves Beyond. Hello, everybody, and welcome. You're watching Geek Space TV in our second half of our Worlds Beyond episode. We are using the Cypher system, which is an RPG system by Monty Cook Games. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's super awesome. It's very flexible. It's also the system I'm going to be using because I forgot the announcements at the top of the show for our special crossover Crossmas episode, which is taking place on this Friday.
Woo!
And I think you're not there for one of them. But you're going to be there for one of them.
You're bad.
That's okay. It's okay. But you're going to be there. And do you want to tell them who you're playing?
Ada, when she's 21.
I like that you very specifically and intentionally
She
aged
is
her up.
a adult now, a true adult. Not
true adult.
Ada believes she's an adult.
And the first question we will ask is how many science fairs she has won.
And I will answer that later.
Yes. So yes, I'm very excited. That's going to be this Friday. Who else is going to be there?
I don't know.
You're useless to me. Who are you?
I'm not on mic.
No, you're not on mic. That's true. We're going to have Strawberry from not Worlds Beyond, Eat, Pray, Kill.
Worlds
Also,
Beyond.
Strawberry. You're basically on my microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very loud too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're also going to have the Starling from Manor Speaking to the Point, and Rachel Lucas from Leviathan Distant Stars.
Drinks?
So, pink drink! Pink drink!
In a pink cup?
Big drink!
Pink
Red,
drink?
red.
Pink drink.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
kind of
all
red
just
too. We're
red.
pink.
They're all
We're
just
pink.
shades of one cup. Blue.
Get out!
All right, then you
Fancy.
show yourself. So that's gonna be our Friday show, and then our second episode we will be joined by a very special guest who may or may not fall asleep and wake up somewhere he doesn't mean to. But it's okay because I'm excited. That's going to be this Friday. Tomorrow night we also have Behind the Screens, and I didn't actually check. Is Wind Down happening?
Yes.
Okay.
At some time after Behind the Screens,
Cool.
Wind Down is occurring.
Excellent.
Wait, like that same date?
Yes.
Yes, at some point in the future after Behind the Screens.
So Behind the Screens is happening, and then normally that goes until about 6:30 before 4 p.m. Or 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And then from 6:30 to 7, we'll have Behind the Screens. Not Behind the Screens. Wind Down. I don't know. Just stay tuned. Be here for the whole time. It's tomorrow night. It's going to be great. And I'm very excited because I'm bringing on a very special bird that belongs to our studio, a.k.a. Steph, who's going to come in and talk all about running her first ever RPG on Twitch, let alone her first ever RPG ever. Just in general, and Eat, Pray, Kill, and all of those shenanigans. So bring all of your Eat, Pray, Kill related questions tomorrow night. It could also be Iago. So those are our announcements for the studio. Let's really quickly reintroduce who our players are, who they are playing in this recursion, and then we will jump right back in to the action. Let's start in the opposite direction with our most blinded member.
Yes, I see all. Hello, I'm Bonsai Baby. I'm Bonsai Baby on Twitch and Bonsai Baby on Instagram and Twitter. And yes, yeah,
Baby.
yes. I am a he. No, I am a she, but I play a he. I'm fluid. Let's go fluid. Let's go with the flow. I'm Dale Fink. I am a skeptical paradox who solves mysteries, and I'm all-knowing, all-seeing, and apparently I'm also in hot water with the rest of the team. I don't know why. You gotta know who you work with.
What is privacy really?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't sharing it with anybody.
What's HIPAA?
I just do things.
I am Admiral Asma, and I play Captain Jade Atwood, who's a clever vector who adapts to any environment. That's the one. She, her. Missing part of my arm and myself right now. Life's good.
I'm Jackie Dash. I'm she, her, but I'm playing a character, Pine Knight, who is a he, him, who is dealing with the fact that they are mediocre.
It's your boy, me. What is Kiss, aka Nathan Kiss, aka Keeson, aka in this game Oswald Dukes, a lucky spinner who now carries a quiver but a lot of existential dread.
You really had a moment there.
They did.
A lot of existential dread.
Oh,
That's right there.
hey, what's up?
Hey. Hi, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and on Instagram at The Shell Game. And my pronouns are she, her, and also my character, Anon Nisi's pronouns are she, her. She is an appealing paradox who leads. And yes,
Leads in the underworld.
leads in the underworld, where she apparently is also mediocre.
They're all kind of mediocre.
We're all mediocre together.
And that's what they all just learned. They were weighed, measured, and found mediocre. And my name is Random Tuesday. I will be your GM for this evening, and my pronouns are she, her. So with that, our group of adventurers, they have translated, not intentionally, to this particular recursion, which they have figured out is, in fact, the Greek underworld. And since their arrival, they have been taken on a boat ride down the river Styx. They have been judged, and they have now entered and arrived in the Asphodel Meadows, which are not so much a meadow as they are a very large, very sprawling Greek city filled with people going about their afterlives and sort of talking amongst each other and kind of nothing particularly notable as you look around. Like, they all just sort of look like they're kind of living through what they would be doing if they were in fact still alive. So as you find yourself in this sort of kind of dull, not quite color, like there's still color, but it's very desaturated and sort of city state. What do you do?
Well, they're
I think we should find some shelter, try to get some rest for these two.
I would like to nap, yes.
Give ourselves 36 hours and translate the hell out of here.
I don't know if you have 36 hours.
I don't know if I do either, but
We should at least take a rest for an hour or two
Yeah.
and gauge it as it goes.
probably help me as well. So
Hey, we'll figure something out.
yeah.
We will. I mean, it might not be the solution, the best solution, but we'll figure something out.
We all face it at some point and on. Some just earlier than others. I don't know. Let's find a room.
Do we have money?
I have money.
I have money. You had your coins for the boatmen, so all of you had that.
Yep.
As you begin wandering around, go ahead, someone, and roll me for observing and paying attention. Give me a perception check. If you have anything that helps with perception, let me know, and I'll lower the
I
difficulty
have
number for you.
A skill in perception.
Okay, so that was lower for you.
And this all.
Was that a nat 1?
No.
Okay.
Net 20.
Oh, you got a natural 20.
That's all
Okay.
the stuff I'm going to use.
Plus, doesn't matter. You succeed. Actually, you don't automatically succeed on a natural 20. You just still get
In case
an
if it's,
effect
like,
even if you
much
don't
more
succeed, which is
challenging.
interesting. Yeah.
I'm very hurt. I see nothing.
You are distracted. I
I'm
assume.
distracted by the fact that parts of me are missing.
Yep. Yeah, that's reasonable. Pine, what did you get?
12.
12. Okay.
4. Anon
4.
is just distracted by how.
I'll come back to you in a second because you're going to see a bunch of stuff. But the Pine, you kind of are looking around you, and you notice you keep seeing the same person. And they're sort of like in the crowd, not super close to you, but they're definitely like you turn around and you see them, and then you kind of look somewhere else, and like they they seem to, and it doesn't really matter how far you're going. They seem to still be there. You get the impression like maybe they're following us. Oz, you also notice that, like, definitely a person that's following you, and, like, it's super clear to you, like, they are definitely watching. And I will say, is there something specific you would want knowing that with your major effect? If not, I have a couple ideas.
Yeah, your ideas, please.
That you would be able to slip away and kind of get away from their attention and confront them, if you would like to, without them knowing.
Yes.
Okay. So as you see this, like, you very clearly see this person, and they're kind of wearing the same sort of like Greek style clothing, like it's all sort of pinned together, and they kind of, they're doing that like I'm sneaking, so they put like a shawl over their head, and you sort of slip away from the group as they're all talking amongst themselves and kind of double back around.
As I slip away and spot the person, can I apply my understanding effect to them?
Yeah, you can observe them so that you can lower the difficulty.
Yes, please.
Was there anything else you wanted to apply, or did you just want to take your natural 20?
Oh, the understanding in any genre specialty.
So you kind of loop back around, and I don't know, how do you want to get there? What do you want to do, knowing that they are unaware of you?
The mass of the 5, I'm going to do my best to hide myself behind both Pine and Quake. Go off around, cut around, and then come back and trail behind them. And then if they are approaching or disengaging, I just want to run by them, bump into them, and use my brand new effect again!
Ooh, new effect!
You can do anything!
Good.
Getting all the side boob.
Side boob, side. Wait, sorry, what?
Tumblr doesn't approve.
It's fine. Side boob's fine. It's just the female presenting nipples.
There they are. If they are just like watching from afar, get that for a minute. I'm gonna walk right past them and bump into them.
Okay.
And do a quick. What you got on you, buddy?
You're trying to pickpocket them?
Is it really pickpocketing if we're all dead?
Yes.
Yes, the dead still have pockets.
Then yes.
Arguably, you're grave robbing.
Yes, please.
Okay. So you're trying to like pick their pocket in some capacity. I'm gonna say it's a little bit harder for you just because like you don't know where pockets are in Greek clothing.
And that would require the melding of two fabrics.
Yeah,
which
they don't
would
actually
be-
have pockets. They basically
You can like wrap.
Yeah, it would just be a purse like wrapped on a string. And I think it wouldn't be worn under the fabric. I think it'd be worn mostly on the outside.
Probably.
I don't remember
It's
entirely, but it'd be a purse of some
Yeah.
kind.
Well,
It's
you
a
usually
specific
have
purse.
peons carry your stuff when you are Greek royalty.
I mean,
like,
poor people still sometimes have money and would still have to carry it with them places.
I mean, do you have
it fits in their
hanky?
hands.
And
It's like-
snacks.
and snacks.
It's
And
snacks.
snacks.
Because they're, yeah.
Do you have hanky? I actually knew. Lush taught me how to wrap a bag.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. I think we're okay right now. You can demo that later. So I'm going to say this is a difficult challenge. Your skill makes it demanding. Do you have anything else you would like to apply right now? You need to beat a 9.
The observing I did.
And that one, so 6. 6 or higher.
Do it.
18.
Oh.
Yeah, you slip your hand like in, and you find they've got like a little purse kind of like attached to a rope, and you can pull it off. The main thing when you look inside, there's just some coins.
I drop it.
That you notice. Chink, it lands on the ground.
Excuse me. It appears
yes.
you dropped this, so I think one got out. Here you go.
And he kind of looks at you, and he definitely has this moment where he recognizes you as one of the people he was following.
You look very familiar.
But he doesn't say anything, and he's like, thank you. I don't know how that happened.
Before handing it over and letting go, like, who? You look very familiar. Have we met before? I feel like
I don't think so, no.
What's your name? Like, I mean, how many of us are down here? You know?
My name's Marcos.
Marcos. I know Marcos once.
There are many of us. It is a common name.
Is it wrong if I ask, how did you Olivia?
It's a little rude.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Here, this is for you.
But if I were to tell you, would you tell me?
I mean, it only seems fair.
Takes his purse back. I was stabbed.
Oh. By whom?
Muggers. The streets of Athens.
The worst. I'm so sorry. Well, at least you're here and not,
That's why I was so startled by you.
Why was that?
You stole my purse.
Oh!
Well, you found it. I
found
suppose I
it.
didn't know if you stole it or not. It was in your hands, and I didn't know if you were going to also.
Well,
Sorry.
I guess
That was rude of me. And you, how did you?
Well, that I'm not quite sure of. Myself and my comrades, we were traveling on a chariot. Chariot?
Yeah.
I do not know. Was it a chariot?
You know what a chariot is. Cool.
Yes.
There
Was it not a chariot?
crash, an explosion,
Oh,
and
goodness.
then we wake up, take a boat ride, and here. Day
You
one
two
for me.
Came across the river Styx.
Yes, it's the same one. Wow, Marcos. Well, it's fun bumping into you. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see much more of each other later.
Can you roll me to lie?
Yes.
I mean,
Or to persuade.
he didn't technically lie
Persuade.
at
You
all.
didn't technically persuade. That's true.
That's a 9.
Kind of gives you a moment. Your friends and you.
Yes.
Where was this chariot?
A desert town. Romo?
He kind of leans in and he's like, I don't think you know your history very well. Are you from Earth?
Then perhaps you can enlighten me, friend.
I have a place you can stay. He sort of like looks down and he's like, he holds out a hand. J-Ling.
Oswald.
Shakes your hand. Marcos is the name I use here. People don't know what J is
It's
other
a
than
good
a
name.
bird.
It's a good name.
It's fine.
Would you like to meet the rest of us?
One of them I think I know already.
And who's that?
Atwood.
Would they be happy to see you, or?
No. You can decide how you know them and how you feel about them. But they're also an agent of the estate.
Do we have a marking?
It's one of those type note like that you know each other, right? Like people
like
who are
we go like,
experienced. No, it's not like a
We're a
symbol or
house.
anything. It's just like there's a certain sense of most people just assume you fit into the context, but anyone that is not of a recursion and like does translate can kind of pick it out. Like you don't quite seem like you fit in with everyone else. And like in his case, he's Asian, like dark sort of straight hair as opposed to like the more curly and like Greek features that almost everyone has around here. So like he doesn't quite fit in and people here just ignore it. But anyone who is not from this recursion would be like, you're probably not Greek. And it could, like, they just choose to make sense of it in this recursion, but everyone else is like, oh, you don't quite fit into the context. So he will kind of ask you to direct him to the group.
My friends, this is Marcos.
You can call me Jay.
Like the
The
bird.
hell it is.
Jade Atwood.
I tell you to go to hell, but
Well, we're not technically there.
yeah, good point.
Could still end up. How have you been?
Well, I've been better.
Yeah.
What?
You're
Staring.
you're missing something.
Oh my God, where did that go?
Sorry,
I'm giving you a hard time. Yes, I know, I'm missing my arm. Good to see you.
You as well. I actually wasn't sure you were back. How long have you been back for?
A few months.
How long were you there?
Well, from my perspective or from everybody else's?
I guess from Earth's perspective.
Apparently I was gone a few weeks, so I thought it was
Oh.
a couple hours.
That's sort of impressive.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Right. I have a place. You're all welcome to come stay.
What are you doing here?
Been on an assignment for a little while. I actually didn't mean to end up here. It's a
Yeah.
little tricky to get out.
Okay.
How long have you been here?
It's hard to measure Earth's time when you're somewhere else and you don't have access to time-telling devices.
Long enough that you tried to translate out,
Yes.
and
Long enough that you didn't succeed,
Yes.
or short enough.
It's just me. It's a lot harder by yourself.
All right.
got
Well, let's
split
get
up
to your
from-
room and
The other team,
maybe you can tell us all about it. But I
yeah.
think we should get off the streets.
probably. And so he'll kind of lead you through this winding paths of the city, and he sort of comments, he's like, I'm not sure the city ever stays the same. Certain areas of it seem to, but I think it's just constantly growing. It's definitely not a constant size. I've tried crossing the whole thing, and you just sort of end up back where you started.
Weird.
It's great. It's very disconcerting.
So you have no idea how long you've been here?
I guess,
Because I saw you, what, a year ago?
yeah, less than that.
Okay. Well,
And
how-
I had just seen you. You hadn't come back, so
Right.
a few months, I guess, then.
Okay. So that narrows it down a little bit. You can't have been here more than 6 months?
On the plus side, you don't get hungry.
Oh.
People go about, and you see people
that a
eating
plus?
and doing things. Like, people kind of go through the motions of being alive here, but you're not technically alive here. I actually got into a fight once. I think they killed me here, and then I just popped right back in where I was. I don't think you can leave by dying because you're already in the afterlife.
told you.
Weird.
I could fight to the death here.
I mean, I guess technically you're already dead. And then he sort of leads you into like a building, like closes the door behind it, and in here it's like a small sort of little two-story little kind of room. You can see like a place where there's a stove. It's got the chimney going all the way up, and sort of a bed and kind of a little little sort of parts of a house. He kind of motions for you to like sit. There's like a table and some chairs and things like that. Please take a seat. And who's definitely the most hurt?
It's us too.
You two. And he's like, I have picked up a few things while I've been here. And he sort of like goes to like a chest and he kind of pulls out a key and unlocks it and pulls it open. And he pulls out 2 pomegranates.
Oh.
And he hands them to Pine and to Dale.
I know how this works.
They're symbolic. They're ciphers.
Oh.
And you hold it and you like crack it open and
I mean,
when
I
you
think
eat
he
it,
just shakes it. It's like,
they're healing ciphers. So you can roll 1d6 plus 2. 1d6 plus 2 and add those to your health pool.
I'll wait until Pine eats
how do you
it,
bite?
and then-
I mean, Pine bites it.
Like skin and all.
yeah, like
That's
no.
so you don't eat the outside. Somebody have a knife.
I mean,
Like cuts it open.
I
and
have a
then-
knife. What am I saying? Shink. Nope.
It'll grow back.
like hack open this
You-
fruit. You eat just the seeds. Just the seeds. Just the seeds.
Pine is successful, and Pine is like he's surprisingly ungraceful. I think he's tired.
Yeah. But yeah, you can add 1d6 plus 2 to your pools, and while you're here, you'll have enough time to take your full 10-hour rest for everyone who needs it.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Oh, cool.
I see that he's fine, right, after eating this.
Yeah.
He's messy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm just
Cool.
I
When you
wait.
roll 1, it's the best.
5 points.
On the flip side, someone got 5. Yeah, that's the downside of rolling
I,
dice to
I do.
recover
Wait,
your health.
only 1d6,
1d6.
and
for
then
that
I can
one.
take my 10.
And then you'll be able to take your 10. Unless you choose to leave.
Gosh darn 2.
Haha! Roll
It's getting
again.
better.
Foe. Show.
And you're tier 2 now, so it's +2 to each of your rolls.
Oh, wait. So then do I get +2 +2?
Yep.
So I only get +1 though, right?
Yep.
Wait,
So
hold
you're
on.
still tier 1.
So 7. That would be 7, and then this would be
I'm not dead.
7 plus.
Yep. And remember, when you bump up each of your pools, you go back from being debilitated and then from impaired. And so he'll be like, tea, and he kind of like puts a kettle onto the fire and like goes through the motions of making tea for everyone, and we'll serve it out. And kind of sits down in a chair.
So if you die, you just repop back here, like where you last died.
Yeah, pretty much.
You said it was.
Oh,
It doesn't.
I thought.
It doesn't feel good to be dead. You don't come back like regen or anything like that. You just sort of feel crappy and then start feeling better eventually.
Well, if you said
You
that
s-
out loud, I would have flinched a little bit because I thought you would probably.
You're that like Dale thought she was coming for you.
Ugh. Okay, no mind.
What's with they're green, aren't they?
They got me training new recruits. They wanted to put me out to pasture. Desk job.
Oh, I bet you said no to that emphatically.
Yes, I did.
Probably aggressively.
Well, I had a medical thing and they wanted to bench me. So,
Is it?
yeah. Yes.
Did you punch him in the face to get your way this time? I'm just remembering that one time when
no,
you were
no,
given
no,
a
no, no, no.
yeah assignment and you didn't like it and then you
No,
just popped him real good. It was very cool.
not in front of the kids, okay?
Okay.
So, don't get any ideas.
Too late.
Why punch someone when there are so many other options?
So what brings all of you here? I'm assuming you also didn't.
We had a
Unless the
bad
estate-
translation. We went through a seal, ended up in some sort of desert Roma place.
I think I heard of that one.
Yeah.
One like full of cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also gladiator pit.
Oh
Run by
yeah.
a complete tyrant.
We definitely. I feel like the estate's lost someone to that one before.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I'm pretty sure too. So
It's a rough one.
it was
We
an
should put-
accidental kind of thing, and then when we tried to get out of there, we were all pretty tired. We ended up here.
Sorry about that.
It's not your fault.
Happens. I think I got separated from my group when we translated in.
So
That
you've
help-
just been stuck here because you haven't had enough people to translate.
Well, I've
with?
tried. I don't think it's just that. I tried popping into recursions that I know are easier to get to than Earth.
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of ward on this place. My best guess, you're gonna need someone's permission to leave.
Oz.
I have a few questions.
I may have a few answers.
It's possible for an individual recursion to prevent others from leaving the recursion.
Yeah.
So,
Normally it's specific areas, like they'll ward certain places, magic technology, whatever thing in a recursion. Recursions often are too big to ward a whole area. But there are spaces, especially if they know about recursors, they'll try and keep them in if they wanted to.
and just to get this correct, and he just kind of, sort of like, oh, pomegranate. So this is the recursion that we're in right now. And inside this recursion, we're inside this part of this recursion.
Right.
Taking a seed and put it inside there. There's a reward on this part of the recursion, but there is a way for us to get out of this part so we can go to a neutral zone where we can translate out, potentially.
That's possible. It may not be that there's wards on the entire recursion. It could just be the meadows. It might also be that it's on the whole recursion.
All right, it's just good to know the rules. Another thing about the rules here,
Right.
you were stabbed.
Oh, that was a lie. I definitely lied to you. I wasn't sure if you were people who had translated here or you were just supposed to be here.
So you did.
I have been stabbed. It was unreal. I actually did get stabbed in an alleyway and mugged, but that wasn't how I died, because I'm still alive when I'm not in this recursion.
How did you die to end up here?
I didn't. It was a mistake like you. I wasn't really supposed to end up here. Although
So I assume you want to translate out with
I
us.
have met some other people that are not from the estate. They could just be regular people who are jumping recursions, but I have this funny feeling. I think multiple underworld recursions are connected.
Anthony, who sometimes Dale, who we're still kind of
I
miffed
think
at.
they were from Arden. You know, the Night Vault. There's that.
The picture. The
Oh.
picture of the thing.
Oh, now it's okay to have information.
Oh my goodness.
What's with this one?
Well,
Oh. Okay.
Did they have
Probation.
Did they have the symbol here?
Yeah, I've definitely seen a couple who have it. But there are some others too that I think might have. They look like they didn't really fit in with the rest. I
So you
think.
think it's easier to jump to underworld?
I think some of them might even just have portals between them, doorways that you walk through.
Wait, so like the Greek underworld is like connected to the Judeo-Christian underworld?
Assuming there are recursions for most of them, it's a running theory that I have, and I'd like to maybe take some time to prove whether or not it's true, but I don't know for sure.
Also, a good way to get stuck somewhere.
Right. It's true, because if they're not all connected, then you could just be bouncing around. I mean, somewhere like Arden has a whole afterlife connected to it. You know,
Right.
about the Night Vault, it's where the spirits go when they die. I think, my guess is somewhere down there, people who die in Arden, or if you make it down there, there's some sort of portal in those Roads of Sorrow that'll lead you here.
Oh.
And probably other places. You might find yourself having your heart ripped out and having it weighed against a feather, so take your chances on that one.
Florida.
This one doesn't
Like-
seem so bad in
I
comparison.
know, the three judges, not so terrible as,
Do you get us
Having-
back?
well, as long as your heart is lighter than the feather, then it doesn't get eaten.
It's not gonna work for me. Uh,
But it wasn't safe enough to translate out on the banks, and I tried. Nearly got eaten by a monster. And then on the inside, I haven't been able to leave, and I think it's because it's warded.
so if there are portals into this place, then maybe there's a portal.
And those portals
Oh.
are two-way. Same
What-
as the one you used to get to and from Arden.
if Karen
Karin? Yeah.
Karan the ferryman knows about recursions,
It's probably because some people from other worlds are coming here. He
which
probably just
means
has the
his boss
spark.
does.
I would be very surprised if Hades did not have the spark.
Right.
Oh yes.
Why don't we just go try and see him then?
You just want to
If anyone
saunter in and ask for an audience with the Lord of the Dead?
Yes.
She's management material.
if anyone is going to be able to seduce and or talk their way through the Lord of the Dead, it is going to be Anora.
I agree.
Thank you.
I don't think we should go for the main man. Kind of in my own little corner here. Just kind of thinking that maybe it might be easier to go through the wife.
If she's here.
Yeah, I thought she was not attending.
It's hard to tell. She might be. It would definitely be easier if she is.
I mean, I could look.
I mean, the
I-
problem is it's hard to tell down here. We'd have to know if it's winter, but there is no up there to know if it's winter.
Well, the very least we can do is get into the same vicinity as where the two would be. I imagine that they
How does-
would be somewhere near each other.
How does one get to see Hades here? Do we know where he is?
I'll have to put out some feelers to see if anyone has some ideas. There are occasionally things that work for him that come in and out of the city. I might be able to find something out. See if we can get an audience. And
Well-
you were saying I would probably like to translate out with you unless we find some sort of doorway, in which case I'll keep looking. See what's on the other side.
Well, I would say if you want to do that and we get back, we'll definitely let the estate know where you are and just send a search party if it takes too much time.
That would be great. It's been interesting being down here.
Have you
just-
made friends?
There's a lack of shared experiences.
It's all Greek to you.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Things I can help you with? There's space to rest. You can take your time. Sorry, I don't have any more of those pomegranates. I've been hoarding them for a little while.
No.
Occasionally, just sort of fall from the sky.
Yeah.
This place is weird.
All right.
Stuff just pops in every so often.
Well, let's do it sooner rather than later, because every time I flicker, I lose another chunk off me. So,
Flickering?
yeah, I'm not sure what's happening, but whatever happened on the last translation, I seem to be getting worse. And I seem to be losing parts of myself every so often, and I see,
Been through
I'm-
some particularly rough translations lately.
yeah.
Sounds like that portal wasn't good either.
I'm also seeing the strange.
You didn't mention that before?
Well, it's happening a lot more.
Well, if part of you was left in it, then you might just be trying to reconnect to it.
Great.
Suppose on the plus side, you'd get your arm
You know-
back.
You know
Not on the
what?
plus side.
I'm completely fine with the arm being gone if I don't have
No.
to go back there.
No, not on the plus side. Yep. I am going to put the word out and see what we can do about talking to the lord or the lady. And you rest up. I'll be back.
Thank you.
And he will leave, so you will have some time to yourselves to relax and recuperate and talk amongst yourselves if there is anything in particular you wanted to do. Any conversations any of you wanted to have?
I think after there's an awkward sounds like. I will go around.
We should talk if you're feeling
I
better.
shall go around.
Dale, you and I, let's go around, and then everyone else here can.
Have a discussion.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Dale, shall we?
Oh, okay.
Captain, please rest.
Please at least take Quick with you. You are.
I am
grown-
bored.
Yes.
All right.
I have not killed anything in a while.
Well, the good news
And
is
you
they just
won't
pop right
while
back
you're
up.
here.
Ugh. This is strange. This is not like the afterlife in Zanzut.
No.
Oh, is this after the 10 hours?
This is sort of during the 10 hours. So
Okay.
those of you who need to rest, you can do things as long as you're not doing anything particularly strenuous. You can amble around somewhere. I would say probably having to stay in this building. So there's an upstairs and a downstairs, so you could go upstairs and there's actually probably another spot. There's a little balcony and stuff you can kind of just chill out on. So where did the two of you go?
We have to stay inside the.
Yeah, probably for the best because Dale still needs to relax.
Yeah.
Dale's got to rest.
Dope.
Doesn't have to
Somewhere
sleep,
there's
but
a
has
big
to rest.
table.
Yeah,
So
it's
we
a
can
table.
compare notes.
We'll
Oh.
say-
Do you
we'll
want
say
to see my notes?
You can go upstairs and there'll be a table up there.
I have notes.
So we'll come back to the two of you down. Jade, what are you doing? Are you going to stay for this conversation or are you going to go somewhere else?
Do I, is it polite to stay?
I don't know.
I think when Pine is told to stay, Pine then goes to the balcony.
Okay. So maybe the two of them stay downstairs and Pine goes upstairs to the balcony and then Anon will join them. So you can kind of watch the two of them comparing notes. You can try and join in that conversation or you can do something else.
I think before Anon leaves, though, she will she'll just look at Jade and she'll be like, "Please rest. Call if you need anything." And If there's anything else that's going on, now might be a good time to say something.
Is there ever a good time to say anything?
No. What's the worst that could happen?
Take a nap.
I'll be upstairs for a little bit. And Anon will then go up to the balcony. On the balcony, Pine, you're like maybe a story and a half above the people on the street. And you're kind of just watching them like mill about.
Yeah, I think so. I think just needed a small distraction.
And Anon comes up and joins you.
So, you said that you love me and then you called me the sage. And while I very much appreciate words of affection and displays of affection, I'm fairly certain that wasn't meant for me.
I had planned a little more time before this conversation. I was going to make sure there was some sort of presentation of apology. There was supposed to be. I was going to kill my weight in meat and then deliver it as an apology for gratitude.
You don't need
It is an inconvenience to you for my misplacement upon you.
Fine, I'm more worried about you, honestly. It wouldn't be the first time I've been misnamed. Most people like to see the person that they really love the most. Sometimes that's not always the person who's directly in front of them.
Oz says now is always the time to speak. Oz speaks with a depth of a well that is so deep because something has carved it out. And I agree with him. I just did not know I agreed until it was almost my last breath. And I suppose I saw what I wanted to see at that moment. You have great qualities. You have great qualities that most would pay their left arm for.
I have a lot of training. I have the qualities people want and need at the time, but not necessarily the best ones or the right ones.
But you are more than just your training. You must realize. You must, to make a prized item, you must have good quality. You must have a...
That's very kind of you. I don't understand what you're trying to say, though.
I misplaced my sorrow and my needs, and without a direction, I hit the nearest target. And so, of my greatest, it is my sorrow that perhaps I have ruined the closest thing I have to a companion.
Anon's gonna offer her hand. You haven't lost me. I'm still here, and I'm not angry. I just want you to know that it's me. I can't be the sage. I'm not the sage. And I can be here for you. You're not alone, Pine.
I feel so empty.
Most people do. They just don't know how to handle it.
Where do I go?
You go where you want.
Where do you go? You are what people want.
I go where I want. I mean, my parents both wanted me to stay on Adam Nocturne. They wanted me to become the most amazing diplomat that there could possibly be. But there's an entire world of worlds out there. And it's strange. Imagine the many things that you can find in the different cultures you can imagine. There's all of that. How could I possibly stay in one place? So I go where I want to go. You can.
Help me. I would like to see the world like you see it. Because all I see is a space without the one I seek.
Oh, sweetheart. That loss is immense. And it is difficult to go through. But you are one of the strongest, kindest souls I have seen, and I have faith that you will find a way to handle it. And you're not alone. Promise. Well, till I decide to go somewhere else.
That is fair.
You're not alone. And she'll offer him a hug.
I think Pine will take it.
And we'll close out on the moment of the two of them consoling on the balcony. Inside, Dale and Oz have notes sprawled across the table in this room and are comparing them to each other.
Would I
Talking about them.
also, during that time when I got through her files, I had his files extra too. Would I have already scanned through that as well?
You probably... you've taken a cursory look at both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want me to roll?
It depends. I mean, I guess it depends on what sort of questions Oz might ask, or do you want to just know what you've already seen in the beginning? I think I've given you a little bit.
You've given me a little bit. I
yeah.
know about the file and
Yeah.
everything and how
But it's
it's all-
disappeared. They have way fewer details about it, so that's a lot of what you have.
Okay.
Because Jade has obviously been with the estate for a long time, so they have more information on her than they have
Than on
on
him.
Oz and his missing city.
All right. I mean, I was extremely. What do you want to know?
I need your help. Back in Arden, you were able to find multiple ciphers. I am looking for clues in any item that may be the remains of a place that was picked up, translated.
All right. I could tell that you were looking for something. I already fling out my notes of observation.
How do you know? When you see these items, you just know that they're ciphers. Do you figure out where they're from?
Yeah, you I have seen enough of this world, and I know more than what they lead on. I've got granted the vision to see these things.
Can you find a place if I tell you where it is? Or where it was? What it was?
I can't find specific things. I could find information about it. And maybe that information leading to a specific object. But it's going to be a lot of groundwork.
What about people?
If given time and access, legal or not.
Whatever methods you choose, everything you've seen in the report applies. That's all the information I have that I'm working with as well. The only thing that I know now is that Luxembourg is still out there, potentially. And so are the people that live there.
They could be in their own bubble,
Yeah.
their own recursion. As far as the lore, I go ahead and spout,
Yeah. So you would know, if it is in a different recursion, then I guess one of the things you would definitely know is if it's created its own recursion, arguably you've been there before, so you should just be able to translate to it.
yeah.
Which means if you've tried and can't, then it probably means it's within a different recursion. But it could also be its own recursion, and that's a little weird because the recursion.
I mean,
guess
do you have any of
technically
your
haven't been
original?
to-
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, the best get is, do you have any of your original clothing, stuff you had on you when this happened? Because that's the best way to connect. You already have that pathway.
I take off a ring.
Look at it. Do I notice anything?
It looks like presumably, a gold band.
No markings or any. Do you have any markings in here, like love?
Just initials.
Okay.
The other one would be if it is in a different recursion, then if you found an object of that recursion, you could get there. You need to, but then you're kind of doing some guesswork.
Yeah,
Just
but I
hope-
mean, like, off of this ring, we could make a try.
Yeah, you could try. I don't know if you've tried to translate directly to Luxembourg using anything from it. No, so that's a possibility.
So I know you've made a lot of translations without your knowledge, but if we had time, maybe once we get back to Earth, this might be the key. Now, I can't make any promises because we don't know where they've gone. And as you can see, the Institute doesn't have much information about what happened.
Yeah.
And then, as far as we know, all knowledge of this, where you're from, it's got forgotten.
I'm trying to figure out how you can see through the thing. That's
The Oracle. Because I'm the Oracle. I'm the wizard. I've got grand and special abilities. I don't know if you noticed.
I've heard.
I think I can fly too. But I'm not really too sure. But there may be someone working behind the scenes.
Is this about the
The them.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the only one battling against them right now.
I've heard. And you're winning.
I wouldn't say I'm winning.
You're still
But
fighting.
I am still fighting.
That's a win.
Yes. Thank you. I'm just saying, keep an eye. They may have infiltrated the Institute.
I will.
Yes. If you want information, do you have a name I could particularly look up?
Laura. Laura Wilson.
Okay. I wonder. If I know a name, or I have to see the person to know them about the premonition.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
I think you have to see it. Was there anything Jade was doing other than crashing? She taking a nap?
I think she's writing a note.
Okay. So, some time will pass as all of you kind of go about your business, and eventually, Jay, he'll get back. And he like comes in the door, and he sort of like sits down, and he's like, I think, he's like, I think I have a lead. I put some feelers out there. Hopefully, we'll hear back from them soon. Is anyone still on the balcony, do you think?
We would probably hang a little bit.
Okay. You definitely see. Actually, go ahead and just give me noticing rolls.
No.
No. Okay.
An 8.
You don't notice this. There's you're not necessarily paying attention to it. But there is a sudden and very loud slam on the door as it is kicked in
Our door.
on your door in the building.
How tall are we? How far are we up?
You're story,
I
maybe
jump.
1 or 2 stories. You probably hear this slamming because you weren't really paying attention. So what we're gonna do is we're going to roll initiative.
Whoa.
As this door slams open, and in the doorway you see, actually, who's in the main room? Who would be on the main floor?
Right?
Blake, Dale.
and
Because
Oz
there's 2 floors,
Yeah.
and then on the second floor, there
has the balcony. So you're
So-
probably
so
on the
prob-
second floor
yeah,
with the
yeah.
balcony. Okay. So you're on the second floor. You tour on the main floor with Jay, and you came back in. And Oz and Dale, then you 100% recognize the woman standing in the doorway. She is the woman that you murdered in episode 2 in the not jail, but the hideout belonging
Oh,
to False
you mean on the
Harbinger.
stairs?
Yeah, the one you brutally murdered on the stairs.
Oh.
And she kicks down the door and she's like, "You fucker."
You should have stayed still.
And we'll roll initiative.
Oh,
I did
wait,
very
who did
good.
the killing blow out?
It
of
was
you?
me!
Yeah, it was fine. You don't
confirm.
see them yet. You're on the
No,
balcony.
don't worry. Don't worry.
You're not even there.
Is this a 4? Can you confirm? This one's a horrible dice to roll. in
Yeah,
this.
maybe
What-
roll one
oh,
that's
man.
easier to see.
That one?
Yeah.
It's 11, honey.
It's 11?
This one?
No,
That
wait.
one?
Hold on. I don't... This one, sorry.
That
Sounds
one?
great.
That's a 7, sweetie.
Oh, okay, 7.
Okay. So
Never mind, I'm not using this dice.
Maybe you should use the orange dice with
Why
the
don't I
orange
have
rose.
this one?
I have a
It's nice and
No,
contrasty.
it's alright, I got it.
Is there
I
one
got
with
these.
dots?
These can, be
I have a
seen.
white one that's got black
This one's a horrible one.
markings. Or
Oh, no, I got a lot of dice. I got a whole bunch of dice. I just gotta, look.
I mean, technically it's shimmery.
So
Is it shining, shimmery,
who
and flooded?
rolled highest?
I got 15.
Okay, anyone higher than a 15? All right. What would be the next number?
14.
All right. Next number?
13.
Wow, you guys really just stacked it. All right. And then what? 5? Okay.
7.
And 7. All right. Perfect. Well, that just means I just need 1 for them. All right. And with that, where would
Oh,
he
shoot.
go? He's going to go then, I think, in
What?
You said, oh shoot.
I did.
Oh, do you?
The stuff that we came with, did we have it with us? I mean, they say you can't take it with you, but
Yeah.
I
okay,
had a ton of scrolls with information.
Yeah,
Okay,
they,
cool.
they don't say you can't take it with you.
cool. No, I
Well,
just, I
some
just-
people do.
Some people do.
If we were in
Some
a
afterlife.
different.
I mean, like, yeah, if it was a different. I don't remember in Greek. I
Oh,
think
you
you're
die with
buried.
which-
yeah, I
which
think
you have.
you have what you're buried with. I know in
Because that's why you
ancient
have the
Egyptian.
coins.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
the 2 coins because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
buried with
like
what
in
you
Egypt, you're 100% arrive with everything that you're buried with.
It's
That's
not
why
like
you-
the Chinese. The Chinese, you get to burn things.
Yeah,
And,
then
they get extra
and that's
stuff.
what you get.
Okay.
It's different. So in this culture, yeah, conveniently, what you died with, what you translated in with, you still have.
I'm trying to remember.
So
what
I
you
still have my Luna bars.
Yeah, but they translate into
Ash.
kind of ash, and they're not
They're
like food
pomegranate
here.
bars.
So the only
Just like.
food. I guess they would still be. They'd probably be like cakes, like oat cakes or something, but they would taste like
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
nothing,
eat them.
yeah. Because they won't do anything.
Don't eat those cakes.
All right, so with that, Pine, Jade, and Oz, you're all gonna go first. So Pine, you hear the slamming on the door. You told me you wanted to jump down.
Excuse me. It just jumps off the side.
Okay, I do need you to make me
Yes.
a jumping check.
Yes.
We'll say this is a demanding challenge because
Okay.
you need to definitely be trained in order to succeed
Well,
at
this
this.
is great. I have an ability in balancing and carefulness.
I will
It's
allow that
just-
to reduce the difficulty by 1 to vault off the building.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, so this is standard. You need to roll a 6 or higher to not injure yourself on the way down.
Let's try it out. Yes.
Okay.
12.
You
Yes.
leap off the balcony, and it's like a single story, so it's like maybe 3 meters, and you sort of land and like stick the landing, and you are now right behind this group, so you can't actually see
It's
them.
a group.
oh.
Yes.
Oh.
But there's one person in the doorway, and they have just shouted and yelled something at Oz or someone in the room, and then there's like 4 other people behind them.
Great. I'm gonna stab. I'm gonna be like, glaive, and it's a lance. No, we decided it wasn't a lance, it was a spear.
It's a spear here.
Just a long spear. I'm just gonna try to stab them.
Okay, and
It's
you
just-
have the fleet of foot, right?
I do have fleet
so
of
that
foot.
allows you to move and then also stab.
As long as I prefer a speed 2 action, which I think
Yep.
the jumping was.
I think this will count.
Okay. So I successfully did that, so I will use. And what's amazing is that I am a monster slayer, so I get a bonus when I use spears in this world. So not only do I get my normal weapon dice training, I also get my specialization in spears. So I lower the difficulty by 2.
Spear civilization?
So remember, a spear is a medium weapon. So
Yeah.
being practiced in spears means you don't take a penalty for using a spear.
Okay.
And then being practiced in specifically reach weapons,
Yes.
that's what makes it one step easier.
Okay,
So it's
so
one
it's
step
only
easier.
one. Okay, I'm slightly confused, but yes, I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm just going to roll and wish for the best. Because what is my number?
Your number to beat is now 6.
Oh, I can do that. I cannot do that. 1.
Okay.
Do you stab yourself?
I don't
Spear breaks, spear
think
breaks, spear
so.
breaks.
No, so you jump down, you land, you like spear ready, and I'm gonna say you didn't you landed, but you missed one of them. So like there's 3 kind of flanking
Yeah.
them, or there was 2 behind the person in the doorway, and then there's 2, and you land in the middle.
Oh.
And so now they're surrounding you.
Oh, okay, because I was going to recommend, this was mine. I land next to them, but I break my lance in half.
No, I'm not gonna be that mean to you.
Okay.
But you are surrounded. I am going to be that mean to you. So it's
There
going
are
to be
many.
easier for all of them to hit you.
Yes, there are many of them, I think.
There are many of them. Yeah, you do shout that.
I think, wait, do I recognize that they're all ready to fight? Do they have weapons out?
Yeah.
There are many of them.
All right, so inside, Oz, you are in the room.
Question about mechanics.
Yeah.
Would you consider a bow a firearm?
Crossbow.
Why do you need it to be a firearm?
Just like if I'm using like a longbow.
Yeah.
Is this like the same
What is the thing that you need it to be?
I want to use my brand new ability.
Yes.
Ooh.
That allows me to reach beyond and use skills I've used before in other recursions.
Oh, so
that was the
you're
other
a
one I was thinking about
gunslinger, Vola.
taking. I see how you doing.
Don't you have carries a quiver? Isn't that what you are?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
A bow and a firearm are not the same thing.
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
Depends on the kickback on that bow.
Yeah.
It's one of those nerf things.
Yeah, I don't think this would give you a bonus to that.
I brought a longbow. I made it.
Yeah.
I brought it.
Yeah.
So history.
It's probably not. It's not a lot. It's probably not a longbow. It could be a
Orlando
recurve.
Bloom had one in Troy. So
Take that,
yeah,
history.
there you
They
go.
did have bows. It's fine. It's fantasy. It's fantasy afterlife. You can have whatever you want here.
Really? Tank?
No. No, you cannot. You have a siege weapon, a tiny wooden horse.
That we can all hide in.
Oh.
In that case, I am going to knock an arrow in the bow.
Okay.
And activate my beep beep boop beep boop.
Yeah, longbows were very British.
The under was it short bow then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a short bow. It's a crossbow.
No.
No.
I didn't have those.
No.
I definitely didn't have those.
I knock an arrow, and then I want to use my understanding to observe the person whose name I forgot, who I burnt.
You never had a name.
Oh
You never
no!
asked for it.
This is like that time on OkCupid.
You murdered someone?
No, I forgot their name. You know the thing you put someone's name in and you
Sure.
just put their first name OKC,
Okay. Yeah.
and then
No.
No.
Shoot your goddamn bow or do your other thing.
I'm going to observe.
Okay, you observe her. Perfect. Jade, what do you do? You're upstairs and you hear a commotion.
I sit up and I'm just like, damn it. I will make my way downstairs.
So you make your way downstairs and you see Oz drawing back the bow, a woman in the doorway who you don't recognize because you were not there for her murder. And then you think you see out of the doorway like Pine and like 4 other
Okay.
people.
I yell at the intruders. I say, hey! Get off my lawn! Seriously, leave before we have to do something about you.
Okay. And with that,
I'm tired. I want a nap. I want to, like, write my little letter.
it's their turn. So the woman is going to step into the room, and she is going to, like, her fingers crackle with electricity.
Do that here.
Fingers crackle with electricity, and she's going to pop you with a bolt.
Ooh.
Wait, did you do that last time? I have
Yes,
no memory
she
of her.
did.
Yeah, she did. She
She
had
electrocuted you.
What?
So go ahead and dodge.
What the hell?
I am observing.
I think you have to observe for the full turn.
Fair enough.
And
20.
then it'll count. With a nat 20, it goes wide. It misses. It fizzles out against the wall. And ooh, for a major effect with a nat 20.
He looks cool and
Yeah, you look super cool when you
Ah.
do the dodge. And I will say you next time you dodge, it'll be one easier for you.
Wonderful.
That's probably the easiest. The other ones, 2 of them are gonna stab at you, Pine. They like pull out. They're kind of like short swords. You are in the center of them. They're gonna pincushion you.
Stabby stab.
I do like the
with
idea
the
of like
stabby stab.
I'm coming.
One of them, he looks you in the eye and he's like, "This is for the last time," and he stabs you because you killed him by stabbing multiple times.
Who are you?
I thought it was more like a stab than a lift and a
Yeah.
split. It was a
that's
stab
what
and a
you
split.
did.
I don't remember any of this.
Rammed.
Oh no! Can
You
I-
don't
I-
get experience when you roll ones in this system.
Yeah, she can make me a 1, and then I get experience.
Yes.
But if I roll a 1, she just
bad
gets to
stuff
hurt
happens.
me.
Yeah, it's free.
Emotionally
it's free GM intrusion. It's
And
great.
physically.
So roll your dodges. There's 2 of them.
Oh, but I get a bonus in speed
You
dodging.
do, however, you are surrounded by them, so it's one harder for that one beautiful one that you rolled. So you just got to beat the flat 9.
Okay,
for both of them.
I could do a 9. 10.
Woo! Okay, that's the first one. You dodge as he stabs. This is the guy who knows who you are, and he's like, "This is for the last time." And he's stabbing you. Roll your
Oh,
dodge.
18.
Ah, damn it. He's sad.
Do I have a minor effect? Can my
Not
minor
an
effect?
18.
Oh, God. I just want to remember who he is.
Your minor effect. Yeah, as you stare into his eyes, you're like, "No, you never saw his face. You
No,
just
I've-
stabbed the back of him."
I've never seen these people in my
Repeatedly.
life.
Just like a
The
leech.
other 2 are going to also move into the room. One of them is going to go for you, Oz.
This means stay away.
Yeah, it's really way better to stab people who have bows than to stay at a range where they can stab you and you can't stab them. So he's going to move up to you and try and stab you. And Dale, you are also in this room, and Jade is on the stairs. And you yelled, but I think they're probably going to split off, and one of them is going to go for Dale. So both of you 2 roll your dodges.
What's the
9, unless you have a defense.
15.
Okay, Dale,
Wait,
you
13.
you still not. you do.
It's a 13.
You do your standard Dale movement. Yeah. Make yourself hard to see. And what'd you roll?
I would like to re-roll. Actually,
Don't you get a bonus?
yeah, I do get a bonus, and I would like to use my lucky for this one too.
So you need to tell me you're doing these things before you've rolled.
I'm sorry. Then I did not do that.
Okay.
Does the bonus still apply?
Yeah, the bonus will still apply.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, that is still not enough to beat a 6, which is what you needed. So you are going to get stabbed for 3 points of damage.
No. the
Subtract
points.
your armor from that.
I need those.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
I like-
actually like I'm
You found me. Jay,
I like that character.
he's gonna pull out his sword because he has one, and he's gonna go at the NPC, and he's going to slash it at the one that is attacking you, and he's gonna deal some damage.
How much damage? Tell me how much.
And it hurts him. He's like Dale.
Dale. So wait, for this, when we get second tier, do we just get whatever it all says, like all the stuff it says that we?
It should tell you how many you're supposed to select.
It's a base one, then choose one, I believe.
Yeah,
if
that's probably how it is. It's kind of the same with tier 1, where you picked like 2.
Okay, so I can't do. I have good news for you later on, but I'm gonna go ahead and it's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna do like the Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Whoosh, whoosh, there's like discs that come up the bottom of my hand, and
Nice,
the discs
nice.
roll up my body.
Ah.
Okay.
And I got sudden, like, shiny, like, transparent armor.
Nice.
Ah.
That is good for Dale. Good for Dale. Anon.
So I'm still up on the balcony.
Yeah, I'm gonna
She
say
can't
from
see
here, like if you lean over, because like Pine saw people down below, you guys just didn't notice them approach, so you can see the back two, the two that decided to stab at Pine and haven't moved in yet.
So
like,
I think
you can kind of lean over and see them.
Anon is going to lean over, so I can see the two. I can see Pine, but I can't, but I assume everyone else is inside the building.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. You'll have to tell me if I can do this.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. This is what I want to do.
Okay.
I want Anon to like look over the edge,
Uh-huh.
and then I want her to like clamber. Well, it would be Anon, so it would be graceful, sort of like step up and then jump and levitate herself, and then drop herself behind them.
I don't know if you're allowed to levitate yourself.
I don't know if I am either. That's why I said you
Do
could
you
be
want
if
me
you want.
to get the levitation?
I don't think it specifies that you can't.
It didn't.
And you
say-
are never more than 2 levels higher than yourself.
Yeah. And it says I can't directly move it, but if I'm already in motion and then I just drop it when I'm behind them.
Yeah, as long as it's no larger than yourself, it says here. I mean, do you want to look at it?
Oh, I've got it right here. But-
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
see why you couldn't. I'm going to say executing this entire maneuver is definitely going to be complicated. So the main reason is that typically you can't move and also take an action in a turn, because moving is an action.
Oh,
So climbing up and jumping over, like you're not still going to be in the air. Like if it was a really long fall, I'd probably say it would work. But to climb over, to jump up, that would be one action. The reason Pine can do both is because he has an ability for
Fleet
it,
of foot.
and then you
right.
would also have to cast like while you're in the air. So I'm gonna say for this, it's too short of a drop actually for it to work. But like if you were like jumping off of like a 100-story building, I would totally let you do it.
Okay. Good to know. For
That makes
the
sense?
Future. Yes.
Yeah.
Please put us on top of a billion-story building.
Sure, great.
Cool.
No.
Just me? Okay. So then I think instead, what she'll do is she's gonna shout down to Pine and give him a piece of really good advice. She's
Okay.
going to say, "Watch your back."
So this will be specifically because it's to a specific task, right?
Yeah. So the being defense, like
yeah.
she's
so
trying to
you
give
will have
him
a bonus
super
to your
good
next
defense.
speed defense.
That'll be good.
Okay, with that, it brings us specifically to Pine, Jade, and Oz. There are 3 people in the room and 2 people outside.
Do I think they are leaving?
No, you do not. They actively continued moving into the room when you told them to get off of my lawn.
They're gonna get off your lawn by getting in your house.
Yeah, it's not your lawn if they own it.
We both have different opinions on that phrase.
Oh man. You're first, right?
It's really that we could all move together.
Yeah, the 3 of you all move before the NPCs do, and then everyone else moves after, and that's how it's
So I
broken.
thought it would be cooler. Like I started first last time, so I was like, I'll let the space open for you guys.
It also works so if like you want to do things in tandem, you're working
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
You're operating on the same turn.
Awesome. I'm going to aim and shoot at the person I was watching, the person whose name I forgot.
You never learned. You never learned it.
And I'm gonna need some cover fire too.
So you normally make it one easier because you've been observing her. So you gotta beat a 9.
All right, I'm using cover fire, which means I get to shoot twice.
What?
Here's the
Okay.
thing. Okay.
What's the kicker? What does it do?
It's like, the second attack is going to be 1 step harder.
Okay.
I was wondering the observation can negate that.
Well, yes, but it means that it's a 9 and then a 12. So you gotta beat a 9 and then you've gotta beat a 12.
Okay.
Does observation work for your first action or all your actions?
This is next time you interact with them.
And then I think it's your first action.
Okay.
So it only negates the first one.
All right.
So you have to beat a 9 and then you have to beat a 15.
Cool. For the second one, I want to use Lucky to
Yep.
drop the effort down.
Okay.
And for the first one, I also want to expend some effort from my intellect pool to boost that damage. So I do +3 damage.
Is that a specific ability?
Archer.
Archer. Cool.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
All right.
Yes, you can do
So
that.
for the first one, that's a 15.
That'll hit.
Nice.
So plus 3 damage. Is this a light weapon or medium weapon?
Longbow, your choice.
I would say, are you trained in medium weapons or are you trained in light weapons?
I'm trained in
Are you
bows and crossbows.
Okay, let's make this. Okay, yeah, so carries a quiver makes you trained. So that nets out the potential penalty you would have from it being. Let's make it a medium weapon, I think.
So that's gonna be 7 damage total for the first one.
Okay.
Nice.
For the second one, that's a 14.
Oh, but you didn't
That'll
apply.
also. You applied 1 level of effort,
Oh,
which
so
is
it-
lucky. You already told me that.
Okay.
So that dropped it down to a 12, so that'll also hit.
And that one will be 7 points of damage. Or not 7 points of
it's
damage.
only
There's
4.
4 points of damage, sorry. 7 for the first one, 4 for the second one.
They are unhappy.
So you would just like,
And I say, knock, knock.
They don't understand the joke. They don't say anything.
Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'm saying it.
Jade, what are you doing?
So I would like to target one of the ones Oz hurt.
Yeah, he's shooting the woman in the doorway.
Yeah, the woman in the doorway that was hurting Pine.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one shot at Oz with the
Yeah,
electric bolts.
Yeah,
There's two
that's the one.
yeah, the one, Pine's fine, I guess, maybe.
ish.
I mean, I have
Fine.
more health than I did at the
Fine.
beginning of this episode.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Silver lining.
Fine.
Oh, and they're not from
Yeah, no, electric lady, I want to punch her in the face.
Yes. All right. Punch her in the face.
Punch her in the face.
Roll it.
Nope, I'm not feeling very good.
Oh no! What'd you roll?
A 3.
As you, okay, you go in, you like swoop past her, and like this, she does this sort of spin to the side as you lean in, and
Really, my
actually,
weight's-
what probably happens is you flicker
Oh.
as you're doing it, and you kind of just punch through her, and you become transparent for a moment, and then you finish the swing, and you appear on the other side, and she's like also startled because it should have probably hit her.
And I try to be like, haha.
I meant to do that.
Does it work? Who knows?
Pine.
Pine is just gonna like stab the one who was like eye contact. Like, you can't make eye contact with me, excuse me.
Okay.
That's reserved for friends. I do not have enough health to provide effort. So I'm just gonna stab. Got a 1.
Ooh, that's a bad dice.
And that one?
Yep.
2 in a row?
Tic-tac-toe.
Oh no. Alright, I'm just gonna say it's gonna hurt. They're gonna stab you. That's what happens at this point. Like, you've got 2 nat ones in a row. He just looks at you as you come in, and you don't even realize. You like step into his sword.
The slow blade pierces the deepest.
Yes, it does,
no.
and you will take 3 points of damage. Subtract your armor from that.
Cool.
Does this drop one of your
No.
Does it?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just don't like. It's so hilarious to me because like other characters, I'm very like. I like to consider myself a lucky roller. Pine.
Pine is not. Pine is
not.
not a lucky roller.
Pine is not here. This. You know what? I'm gonna put this one just right there.
Just. Do you want a cage for it?
No.
You want a cage?
I forgot.
Pine, Jade, and Oz. All right, so
the cage is right
the enemies
behind
are and when she is displeased and like kind of confused by you, but really doesn't like the fact that you shot her twice, so she's gonna target you again. So roll your defense. You need to beat a 12.
12.
Just damn it, she's just not rolling well. That's fine. As the shot goes wide once again, and she swears profusely. The other one who is standing near you is like, "What am I, chump change?" And he's gonna stab at you.
No!
So roll 9 or
I'm
higher.
trying to establish rapport. 3.
Oh.
He's gonna stab you for 3 points of damage.
I think he just surprised ya.
So
Yeah,
it
get a little surprise
probably
there.
yeah, it was a regular bow, which would be a medium weapon, not a short bow. You can't have a long bow; it's not historically accurate.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sorry, Wikipedia.
Wait, the Romans? I mean, the Egyptians had bows.
The longbow is a specific style, and it was British. They were known for their longbowmen.
Yeah, Robin Hood had a long bow.
Yeah,
He's real,
it
right?
just, sure. I'm sure there was somebody in which he is real. The other one is going to stab at you because they're right next to you. So give me your good old dodgy. 9 or higher.
3.
Also going to stab you for 3 points of damage as you try and dodge out of the way, and it cuts in deep.
Ow.
And the last 2 outside,
no.
one of them got a free stab on you,
Yep.
so the other 2
Yep.
are going to try and
I do have
Wait,
a.
this is from might, right?
from your might
so
pool.
if I have, hold on, I'm calculating.
So
I get a bonus in speed.
you do.
defense.
So I will say you need to roll
I
a
only
6 or
get
higher
1
on
point.
both of these.
Yeah, that's right.
Your penalty has gone away. Yeah, and then I think there's a recurve bow.
That's
China had
-1,
longbows as
right?
well.
Light
Oh,
armor.
dope.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll the first one.
But at least in Greeks did not. Yep, roll your first one.
19.
Okay. You also get a minor effect, so I will say it is 1 easier for you to dodge the next one, so a 3 or higher.
6.
6, you did it!
Yay!
Pine dodges both of them.
Thanks, friend.
Jay is going to attack at the one that's next to you, and it's going to be not great for him. And then that'll put us at Dale and Anon.
I want to use my cipher, which will, once I put this ring on, I can puts the user out of phase for 1 minute. During this time, they can pass through solid objects as though they were entirely insubstantial. Cannot make or be physically attacked. But I imagine levitating someone isn't a physical attack.
Nope, it's not.
Oh, you're
So
a literal
Anon's
ghost.
gonna like boop and then drop through the floor. Yep. So you do that. So Pine, you see Anon just like drop through
friend.
the balcony in front of you.
Lemillion.
Nice.
But that's your action. That's your turn.
Give me back my friend.
All right,
Dale.
so to confirm, they're not from this recursion.
You can assume that, yes.
Yes. Aha! I will go ahead and ow, stabby, and then I go ahead and like
Exception.
exception.
All right. Roll it. 9 or higher.
A what?
9 or higher.
9 or higher.
Do you help?
9.
You succeed.
Yaha!
So they take the 4 points of damage, and I
4
believe
points.
that's unresisted.
Yep.
Um,
And then if they're not from this incursion, they get
Stunned.
basic stunned.
for the first round, for another round. It
Yep.
just like stands there and sort of blinks. Pine, Jade, and Oz.
Well, I'm gonna try to punch somebody again. Do you guys want to go first?
I want to use my ultimate.
Okay.
Do you charged enough?
Yeah.
have you-
I say, Quake, do something.
Oh god, I forgot Quake's
She's my ultimate now.
reminding me.
Quick, this is like, okay, like,
The whole time she's
We
been
will
like,
assume-
nah, that, yeah, Quake is gonna run
No,
on Jade's
I
turn
think-
too. She was asleep
I
upstairs.
think Quake just was so focused on something in the room because, like,
She was totally asleep. Like,
Yeah.
no, Quake got bored. She's outside. No, she's asleep. She's like, I'm so bored. You yell Quake's name and you hear, what?
They said they're stronger than you.
What?
They said prove it.
Stomp down the stairs. Axe.
I'm just going to attack the same person. And I am going to do another...
Hard to keep track of NPCs.
I'm,
I get it.
I'm sorry.
I keep forgetting Quake's there.
it's cool. Quake is only loud when she needs to be loud.
Yeah.
And once again, I would like to do the boost effect for the damage and do a single shot
Okay.
on what's the faces.
Did you?
I assume you're smug because it's a nat 20.
Yeah, and also because...
What? You gotta get back the effort you spent.
Any effort you spent on
Boom,
this
boom.
particular action.
Yes, on this one. So yeah, nat 20 to hit, and that's 7 points of damage on them, plus
Plus 4.
plus
It's
4.
like 13 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shoot her between the eyes, and she falls down. And
What's
she
your
is
name?
Very dead. Very dead. Yeah,
do-
you're never gonna find out her name.
Can I get a... May,
Spawn eventually. Yeah.
may this be my major effect?
What would you like your major?
I would like to incapacitate them without killing them, but
Why?
pin them
Why?
against a wall.
Oh, because if you restart anyway, so.
You
Yep.
want to stack all the damage and pin? Yeah, I'll say.
And just,
You
like,
don't
the-
do any damage.
No damage, but
Okay,
they can't
so-
move. So just like they're
Yeah.
right in my
Arrow,
hand.
arrow pinned to the wall.
I use a stigmata arrow and just go right through the palm.
Ow.
So you just like pin them against the wall. Actually, possibly do like maybe a little bit. It's
little
unclear.
bit.
Like you think you've pinned like a ghostly arm to a wall or something. It's a little weird.
But
Okay.
I did it.
In which case, though, they still get to attack you. Jade and Pine, what are you doing?
The one that he didn't kill, I'm gonna punch that one in the face.
Okay,
maybe.
the one that's kind of next to him.
Yeah.
Or the one that's next to you.
stabbing me. Stop it.
I'm gonna try to punch. Oh, good. 14.
With the 14, you succeed as you, bam, you sock him in the jaw. And this is,
Right.
you have extra damage, right, when you are unarmed?
Yes.
It's more than
so
the
it's-
normal, too.
Yeah, so that would be four points of damage.
He appears to be knocked out cold.
Good.
Finally, something's
Pine.
going my way. Pine is gonna stab the one who keeps making eye contact.
Yeah, the one who has stabbed you.
Who are you?
Don't remember me. What did you get?
8.
I think you're stealing all her rolls.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Like
Yeah, you miss again.
this. You know what it is?
You're a cat.
Spears can't twist.
Yeah,
so I
you're
keep
just
trying to do side
You're really struggling with the whole new spear thing.
It's close. It's close guard.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with that, you turn around. One of them hears you. I don't know if they'd notice. We'll say one of them noticed, and is probably gonna take a swing at you and realize then that like their sword passes through you completely, and is like, "What the fuck?" And then that guy, he's still gonna stab you.
Yep.
So
We-
roll your
we-
defense. You're in a duel. Duel.
No, 5.
5, and yeah, he's gonna get you. Because his
Whoa.
sword bites into you for another 3 points of damage.
the
Do you want to
hardy-
borrow someone else's dice?
Second. So my pool's no
I
0.
can't really see this, but you can use
Gold's
it.
my favorite color.
Take this one.
So
Mine's shiny.
I have now, I'm impaired,
Yep.
which means
I have 1 plus effort per level.
Yep.
I have to ignore minor and major effects.
Yep.
And combat rolls of 17 through 20 deals +1 damage.
Yep.
Only +1.
Only +1. So Anon's doing great. Doing great. Not Anon, sorry. Pine's doing great. Anon's doing great.
Pine's doing
Okay,
his
so
best.
those are the two of them outside. The woman who you pinned against the wall, unfortunately, can still now take actions because you didn't kill her. And so she's going to.
Why do I keep trying to be merciful when I
yeah,
don't know your name?
She's like, and then she's gonna try and get you one more time with a blast of lightning.
7.
And she's gonna hit you.
Finally.
Yes!
And you're gonna take 3 points of damage,
Through
and
the
that
armor.
is not that is not resisted by armor.
Because electricity
It's electricity.
doesn't believe in armor.
It doesn't
Good
believe
thing
in
I'm
armor.
wearing rubber.
And I also need you to make a difficult challenge roll, might roll, to hold on to your weapon.
I dropped it.
Yes, it's like it all shocks in, like your hands open and the bow clatters to the ground.
No, my Gogurt. My hands. Can't hold on.
It's like the worst part in Breath of the Wild because you're like smacking at something and then you get shocked and then you drop your weapon and then you're like smacking at something with air. It's the worst.
Oh yeah.
The other ones, the one that you punched in the face is knocked out cold. The other one is exceptioned, so he can't do anything.
Wait, how many are inside?
2. There were 3 inside. There's a woman and 2 guards.
Cool.
Dale and Anon.
Lightning Hands needs to stop that, so I'm gonna exception her.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. She's pinned, so I should get bonus.
You do get a bonus. It's fine. You don't know it. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I don't
roll.
know. As far as I know, she's the most. She's shocking.
Yeah. No, you got a
4.
You miss her, despite your bonus.
Yes.
As you point at her and nothing happens. I was just gonna say like you wouldn't have done enough damage to kill her.
Oh. Well, good thing.
which would negate a lot of Oz's plan, presumably. And on.
Can I use shatter?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What do
I
you want
want-
to shatter?
The arrow that's in her.
She is inside. Do you want to like? You could
Can
probably
I-
see her
can't
because
I
she's
see
kind of
through
like
the door?
pinned in the doorway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get one of the other arrows I shot and Not the one that's holding.
Wait, no, they're the two guys behind Pine though
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah, Pine is currently fighting
Oh, okay.
two people.
Mine's doing very well out here.
So instead,
I had and the actually the one next to you, Dale, both Jay and Quake will go towards that one.
Yeah, 'cause he's
so,
frozen.
Yeah, because they're frozen, and they'll take him out
Baby
between the two of them.
Ah, thank you.
so are the two guys that are near Pine? Are they behind Pine?
They're
Who-
like Pine
like,
is
how-
in the
what's-
center
what's
of them.
the-
It's a little melee conglomerate here.
And I'm behind.
And you're behind them. Yeah.
Okay.
It'd definitely be like a cobblestone in the street or something you could shatter, but you're gonna.
But I'm gonna
Pine
get.
in the
I might
face.
hit Pine. Yeah, and I don't want to do that. So instead, she's going
Pine
to.
can take it.
Probably.
She's gonna lift. She's gonna levitate one
All
of
right,
them.
9 or higher.
This dice is. Oh, my dice have just not been rolling too well either.
20. No?
No.
No. Okay. You
It wasn't
attempt
a one.
to levitate them, and the sloughs off of them, and nothing happens. That will bring us up to the top. Pine, Jade, and Oz.
Dale, where are you?
I'm
Are you right next to me? Or
Kind of,
close?
yeah.
Yeah, you're nearby.
yeah nearby.
There's a couple.
There's
they're
like a
both
table in
unconscious.
between us, I would imagine.
Where are your danglies? No.
They're on me, yes. They're like, you could probably like reach over and grab something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the vial that I helped you get earlier.
no, do it.
And just snatch it.
Okay.
Drink it.
No!
Don't get any on you, man.
Can I say something for that action? Or can I just...
I will let you say something and grab it.
Alright.
But probably nothing that requires a roll.
I was so scared for you right now.
Yeah.
I'll just say... okay, I'm not gonna say anything for this round. I'm just gonna keep it
Just
in
grab
hand.
this vial
Keep
in
it
your
in
hand.
hand. Keep that cork down.
Jade, what do you want to do?
I would like to punch someone else in the face.
There are two people outside of the door.
Pine's got a
That
hand.
Pine is totally got handled.
Totally.
You see Anon mostly in the doorway and like a couple people fighting. The two other people are on the ground. They both look like they're out, and then there's the woman who's pinned with the arrow.
I will go assist with the people.
Okay. Alright, so you step out and you walk out the doorway, and that's as you walk across the room. All of you inside the room see this, and probably Anon does too. You like step, become transparent, and then you're gone.
Oh!
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
Wait, what?
Jade disappears.
Yeah.
But
In the middle of a fight.
Yep.
I need her there.
Well, I mean, you were flickering throughout the whole battle.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
End of the episode cliffhanger!
Does your postie just say cliffhanger?
No. I have a post-it note that says Jade disappears on it.
Why?
Because she disappeared.
Because I disappeared.
Because she needed to disappear.
All we are is dust.
No, I keep my post-it note with all of their hit points. And then
Go
I
ahead and do
will
that.
stack this in the correct order.
Chat is like.
I'm so mean. I'm so sorry. I'm not
No, you're
sorry.
Oh, warm. Keep building 2 dice. That's cool.
I've been playing around with the gold one a lot.
It's my favorite thing to do. Thank you so much, everybody, for being us. But yes, you have somewhere to be next game. But also shenanigans.
Season 1 arc.
I'm
Season
pretty
1
sick.
arc.
She's real
Pretty
sick.
sick. So.
I'm not sorry. At least I didn't leave you hanging off of a cliff. I'm sorry you didn't get to punch someone else, but I am sorry that you not sorry that you got to punch someone. Or I'm glad you got to punch at least one person.
It must be nice to punch a person.
Would it
He's very satisfying.
Punch a person. Da, da, da. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read off any donations that came through in the first half. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here today. Thank you for watching, for sharing, for tweeting about it, doing all of those wonderful things. as all of us got to play and have fun. There were some great game feels today, so that was awesome.
Yeah, what are they talking about?
All right, we had one from Vulpus484 with 1313. Dusa said, you need some coins from the rafters.
Oh,
I like a lot of the game. She's a really adorable character. Go play the game. It's a good game. Achilles Heel with $10. Have you been wanting a new pair of shoes for the warrior in your life? Get a pair of Achilles Heels. Come only in blood red, so that blood of your enemies blends right in. Available today, only in the River Styx.
Oh my god.
Stylish
Achilles.
Achilles
and
Heels.
functional.
Stylish
I
and
appreciate
functional.
that.
thank you.
So many feelings, good feels. Thank you everybody who donated. Thank you everybody who watched tonight. Some reminders, tomorrow night we will have Behind the Screens, followed by Wind Down starting at 5 p.m. And then Friday night we have Crossmas! Woo, 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 woo. Our special Geek Space TV crossover Christmas special episode, in which our characters are being thrown together in a nonsense mess of some sort of quest to do something that I will plan probably on Friday.
Honesty high.
Honesty high!
Yay!
The actual writing will be done on Friday. I have plans.
I need to
and
find my
also,
glasses.
I made all their character sheets, so
That was
it was pretty great.
Ooh,
It was
nice.
pretty great. Yeah, that's all of our reminders to this. Let's find out where you can find all of these lovely folks again. Starting over here with the worst roller of the night.
Oh. I'm Jackie Dash, JAKIDASH. You can find me on Monday Fun Days at 7 p.m., 6:30ish, 7ish, because guess who's always late? It's me. On Mondays.
Did that need a ding?
No,
Guess
no,
who's
it's
always
just a
late?
jingle.
It's
It's just so you
No.
remember my shame.
I intentionally forget your shame.
I don't think you have any shame.
It's also true. Yeah.
I'm Admiral Asma. You can find me on Twitter at Admiral Asma. And I'm around doing shows in Seattle and things
Yeah.
if you're in Seattle.
You're like doing shit.
I'm doing
So-
a lot of shit. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Oh, wait, question. I forgot to ask this because it just came to mind.
Uh-huh.
Could I do some self-promotional stuff?
Yes, for yourself, yeah.
Oh no.
Like,
I mean-
where else can we find you?
Oh,
or-
yeah. No, I meant there's an event I'm doing on Saturday, but never mind. It's
Yeah,
okay.
no, that's fine.
no,
Is
okay.
it like a craft
Charity?
fairy event? Oh, a charity event. Yeah.
Charity
Talk about it.
event.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So hi, I'm Bonsai Baby on Twitch, and then Bonsai Baby on Instagram and Twitter. And then I am actually doing a event this Saturday to benefit the St. Jude Children's Research
Sweet.
Hospital.
Yay.
And we are going to be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. going to be doing something on Seattle OBA or Seattle Online Broadcasters. We also have the Seattle PD or Police Department coming in with their SWAT team to play Everybody Keep Talking and We Won't Explode.
It's a great
So,
game.
Yeah.
If you guys feel giving and also want to see a bunch of many different streamers and broadcasters doing something fun, come check us out on Seattle OBA
All right.
on Twitch. Yeah.
It's very
Nice.
cool. Thank you
That
for
is really
sharing.
cool.
Yeah.
Charity. Yeah.
Quick as snap.
Hi, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. On Instagram, I'm the Shell Game. And mwah.
It's your bow and arrow guy. What is Kiss? Oswald Dukes. You can find me on Twitter as What is Kiss, and that's going to be changing soon. Actually, new things are changing. This is for realsies. No goofs, no make-em-ups. Next week, Thursday, there's going to be a live stream happening from a big old studio, and I'm going to be hosting a game show. It's going to be a weekly thing.
What?
It's in a thing. Contract signed.
Ooh.
Oh,
By this time this episode airs, it will be signed. So that thing is coming out. So check that
it's
out.
live, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I just watched the VODs. What I meant to say was next Thursday, check out my Wonder Pets one-shot RPG. 5:30. Check out my Twitter for more information, and that's gonna be up. You can see what that's all about. Pew!
And I have been your GM Random Tuesday. As always, you can find me at Random Tuesday on the internet.
Wait, nobody, everyone keep this a secret.
Don't
big secret.
Yeah.
Don't tell Anna.
Keep it under your hat.
If you don't wear a hat.
Yeah, go get a hat, put it under your hat, and don't take it off.
Yeah.
And you can
This
find
is
me
silliness.
here or on Roll For It or on the D&D channel, or yeah, you can find me here tomorrow night. Just tune in there. It'll be great. We're gonna talk about GMing with a Sour Fruit Junkie, aka Steph, aka the GM of Eat, Pray, Kill. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We will see you tomorrow. Have an amazing day-night cycle. Mwah! Bye.